Hello guys, welcome to Scion What If. So in this video, we will see what if Goku fell into solo leveling. If you enjoy these kinds of stories, don't forget to show us some love by hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. Your support means the world to us. Now, let's start the story. Chapter 1, A Scion Among Hunters. The sky ripped open above Seoul like someone had taken a knife to reality itself. Blue electricity crackled along the edges of the tear, and from within the darkness came a familiar battle cry that no one in this world recognized. Kamehameha, whoa. Son Goku tumbled through the dimensional rift, his orange gi flapping wildly as he somersaulted through the air. The attack he'd been charging against Beerus fizzled between his palms as he spun, trying to orient himself. Below him stretched a cityscape he didn't recognize, and people were running, screaming, pointing, not at him, but at something else. Where the heck am I? Goku squinted, hovering mid-air. This definitely isn't Beerus's planet. That's when he saw it, a massive crystalline structure erupting from the ground 3 blocks away. Dark shapes poured from its entrance, creatures with too many limbs and glowing eyes. People fled in panic as the monsters descended upon them. Well, wherever I am, those folks need help. Goku's face hardened with resolve as he shot toward the chaos. A young woman stumbled as she ran, falling directly in the path of a wolf-like creature with 6 legs and razor teeth. She screamed, covering her head with her arms as the monster lunged, but the attack never came. She looked up to find a man in an orange martial arts uniform standing between her and the beast, holding it back with one hand. You okay? Goku asked cheerfully, not even looking strained as the creature thrashed against his grip. Better get somewhere safe. With a casual flick, he sent the monster flying into a nearby wall, where it exploded into blue particles. What the, who are you? The woman gasped. I'm Goku. He grinned, then turned serious as more creatures approached. Go now. I'll handle these guys. 3 blocks away, Sung Jinwoo huddled behind an overturned car, his E-rank hunter badge clutched in his trembling hand. The emergency alert had come just as he was heading home from his part-time job. A C-rank gate, they said. Manageable. But something had gone wrong. The gate had evolved, its rank increasing suddenly to B or higher. Now monsters flooded the streets, and Jinwoo, the weakest hunter in Korea, was trapped. I just need to stay hidden until the higher ranks arrive, he whispered to himself, wincing at the pain in his chronically ill body. He peered around the car's edge, then froze. A man in orange was fighting the monsters barehanded. No, not fighting, decimating them. He moved faster than Jinwoo could track, each punch sending creatures flying or disintegrating into blue particles. The stranger laughed as he fought, calling out to the beasts. Come on. Is that all you've got? Jinwoo blinked in disbelief. Was this guy an S-rank hunter? He'd never seen anyone move like that, not even in videos. Goku spun through the air, dodging a stream of acid from a mantis-like creature before driving his fist into its torso. More monsters swarmed him, but he dispatched them with casual ease, his movements fluid and precise. Man, these guys are weird. Goku called out to no one in particular. They feel different from the creatures back home. Not very strong, though. A shadow fell over Jinwoo's hiding spot. He looked up to see a bear-sized creature with too many eyes looming above him. It raised massive clawed hands, and Jinwoo knew he couldn't dodge in time, a blur of orange, and the monster was gone. The strange fighter stood before Jinwoo, offering a hand. You okay, buddy? You don't look like you're dressed for fighting. Jinwoo stared at the extended hand, then at the man's face, friendly, open, with spiky black hair that seemed to defy gravity. I'm a hunter, Jinwoo managed, showing his badge. Just, not a very good one. Hunter, huh? Goku helped him up. What are these things anyway? Some kind of demons. Before Jinwoo could answer, the ground shook. From the crystalline gate structure emerged something massive, a hulking biped with skin like granite and a single massive horn protruding from its forehead. That's the dungeon boss. Jinwoo gasped. We need to run, even B-rank hunters would struggle with that. Goku cracked his knuckles, grinning. Dungeon boss? Like in a video game? Cool. I'll take care of it. Wait, you don't understand, but Goku had already launched himself toward the behemoth, moving so fast he left a gust of wind in his wake. Jinwoo watched in astonishment as the orange-clad fighter landed a powerful kick to the monster's chest. The impact sent shockwaves through the air, but the creature barely budged. Huh? Goku looked genuinely surprised. That should have sent you flying. The dungeon boss roared and swung its massive fist. Goku dodged easily, retaliating with a barrage of punches that should have pulverized concrete but only chipped the monster's rocky hide. This might be more fun than I thought. Goku called out, excitement in his voice. In the distance, sirens wailed. Black SUVs with the Hunter Association logo screeched to a halt at the perimeter. Teams of armed hunters poured out, led by a stone-faced man with jet-black hair pulled into a tight ponytail, Choi Jong-in, one of Korea's few S-rank hunters. Perimeter secured. S-rank gate confirmed, someone shouted. Evacuation in progress. Jong-in surveyed the scene, his eyes narrowing as he spotted Goku dancing around the dungeon boss. Who the hell is that? I don't recognize him. Unknown, sir, his aide replied. He was first on the scene according to witnesses. Jong-in activated his mana vision, a technique that allowed S-ranks to see energy flows. What he saw made him step back in shock. Impossible. The stranger had no mana circuits, the magical pathways all hunters possessed. Instead, his entire body radiated a different kind of energy, golden and pure, unlike anything Jong-in had ever seen. It wasn't mana, wasn't magical energy as they knew it. It was something else entirely. Sir, should we intervene? Jong-in held up a hand. Wait. Let's see what he can do. Goku circled the dungeon boss, testing its defenses. Man, you're really tough. Your skin keeps absorbing my attacks. He dodged another massive fist. Guess I'll have to power up a bit. He landed on a nearby rooftop, feet spread shoulder-width apart, and clenched his fists at his sides. Ha-yeah. The air around him distorted as golden energy erupted from his body. His black hair flashed gold, his eyes shifting from black to teal as a brilliant aura surrounded him. What the hell is that? Jong-in whispered. Super Scion, Goku announced, though no one understood what he meant. Now let's try again. He launched himself at the dungeon boss, moving twice as fast as before. This time, when his fist connected, the creature staggered back, roaring in pain. Goku pressed his advantage, delivering a flurry of blows that cracked the monster's stone skin. Jinwoo watched from behind the car, his mouth hanging open. The transformation, the golden hair, it was like something from an anime, not real life. Yet it was happening right before his eyes. The dungeon boss, sensing it was outmatched, reared back and opened its mouth. A sphere of dark energy formed between its jaws. It's charging a mana blast. Take cover, someone shouted. Goku squared his stance, cupping his hands at his side. Blue energy swirled between his palms, growing brighter by the second. Ka. Me. Ha. Me. The boss unleashed its attack, a beam of dark energy that tore through the street. Hiya. Goku thrust his hands forward, releasing a massive wave of blue energy that collided with the dark beam. For a moment, the two forces struggled against each other, shaking buildings and shattering windows. Then Goku's attack pushed forward, overtaking the dark beam and striking the dungeon boss square in the chest. But instead of disintegrating, the monster absorbed the energy, its body glowing with stolen power. What? Goku's eyes widened in surprise. The boss roared, now pulsing with blue-tinted energy, Goku's own attack turned against him. "Sir, it's a mana devourer," Jianyin's aide reported. "It absorbs magical energy attacks." Jianyin nodded grimly. "That's why we use physical attacks against this type. Whoever this guy is, he's about to learn a painful lesson." The powered-up boss charged, moving faster than before. It slammed into Goku with tremendous force, sending him crashing through a building. Ouch! Goku emerged from the rubble, dusting himself off. "So you absorb energy attacks, huh? That's a neat trick." The monster charged again, but this time Goku was ready. Instead of using energy blasts, he met the creature head-on, matching its physical strength with his own. Their collision shook the ground, cracking the pavement beneath their feet. Physical attacks only. Goku realized, grinning despite the challenge. "I can work with that." He dropped his energy aura, conserving it instead of projecting it outward. The golden hair remained, but the flashy display diminished as Goku focused on pure martial arts. His movements became more precise, targeting joints and weak points instead of relying on raw power. The hunters watched in amazement as Goku systematically dismantled the dungeon boss, his fighting style adjusting before their eyes. Each blow struck with calculated precision, cracking the stone hide at vulnerable points until the creature could barely move. "Whoever he is, he learns fast," Jiangyin muttered. Goku leapt high into the air, then descended with a powerful axe kick that connected with the monster's horn, shattering it at the base. The dungeon boss let out an ear-splitting shriek before collapsing to its knees, then dissolving into blue particles that scattered in the wind. A system message appeared before the registered hunters: "Gate quest complete, gate closing procedure initiated." The crystalline structure began to shrink, folding in on itself until it vanished completely, leaving only damaged streets and bewildered onlookers. Goku powered down, his hair returning to its natural black as he stretched his arms above his head. Phew! That was a good workout. Armed hunters approached cautiously, weapons ready. Jiangyin stepped forward, his face unreadable. "Identify yourself." Goku turned, blinking in surprise at the stern reception. "I'm Son Goku. Nice to meet ya." He extended a hand, which Jiangyin ignored. "What association are you with? Japan? America? You're not registered in Korea. Association?" Goku scratched his head. "I'm not with anybody. I just fell through some kind of hole in the sky and ended up here." "Where is here exactly?" The hunters exchanged glances. Jiangyin's eyes narrowed further. "You expect me to believe you just fell from the sky with S-rank combat abilities? Where did you train? What's the source of your power?" "It's not mana." "Mana?" Goku looked confused. "I use ki. Life energy. Everyone where I come from can learn it, though most aren't very good at it." He peered at Jiangyin curiously. "You guys don't use ki here?" "Detain him," Jiangyin ordered. "Chairman Go will want to interview this one personally." Guards moved forward, but Goku didn't seem concerned. "Hey, I don't want any trouble. I'm just trying to figure out where I am and how to get home. That Beerus is probably real mad I disappeared in the middle of our sparring match." Jin Woo, still hidden nearby, watched the confrontation with growing anxiety. The stranger, Goku, had saved countless lives, including his own, yet they were treating him like a threat. Gathering his courage, Jin Woo stepped forward on shaky legs. "Excuse me," he called out, his voice weaker than he'd intended. "This man saved people. I saw it. He protected civilians before any hunters arrived." Jiangyin barely spared him a glance. "Irank Sung Jin Woo. Your statement will be taken later. This doesn't concern you." Jin Woo flinched at the dismissal but stood his ground. "He saved my life." Goku smiled at Jin Woo. "Thanks buddy, but don't worry about me. I'll be fine." He turned back to Jiangyin. "Look, I'll come answer your questions if that helps." I've got nothing to hide. I just want to find out where I am and maybe get something to eat. Fighting makes me hungry. Jiangyan seemed taken aback by Goku's casual attitude but nodded curtly. Follow us. Try anything suspicious and we'll respond with full force. Sure, sure. Goku fell into step beside them, completely unthreatened by the armed guards. As he passed Jin Woo, he gave a friendly nod. Thanks for speaking up. Hope to see you around. Jin Woo watched as they led Goku to a black SUV. The strange fighter climbed in without protest, chatting animatedly with the stern-faced guards as if they were old friends. Who are you? Jin Woo whispered. The Hunter Association headquarters buzzed with activity. News of the mysterious fighter had spread through the ranks, and everyone wanted a glimpse of the man who had single-handedly defeated a B-rank dungeon boss without using mana. In the observation room, Chairman Go-Gun-Hee watched through one-way glass as Goku devoured his fifth plate of food. Despite being in an interrogation room, the spiky-haired man showed no signs of stress or concern. His appetite matches his fighting ability, Go mused, stroking his beard. Extraordinary. Beside him, Jiangyan stood with arms crossed. His energy signature is unlike anything we've recorded. The medical team can't make sense of it. No mana circuits, yet he manipulates energy more powerfully than most S ranks. What do you make of his story? Go asked. Jiangyan's frown deepened. Dimensional travel? Fighting gods? It sounds like nonsense. Yet we live in a world where magical gates appear in cities and monsters emerge from other dimensions, Go countered. Can we really dismiss his claims so easily? Inside the interrogation room, Goku pushed away his empty plate with a satisfied sigh. Man, that was great. Thanks for the food. The interviewer, a stern woman in a crisp suit, didn't share his enthusiasm. Mr. Sun, please focus. You claim to be from another dimension where you regularly fight gods and universe-destroying villains. Do you expect us to believe that? Goku scratched his cheek. Well, yeah. It's the truth. Where I come from, there are lots of strong fighters. I'm a scion, that's an alien race that loves fighting. Earth is my home though. Aliens, the interviewer repeated flatly. Yep. Goku nodded. I know it sounds crazy, but then again, you guys have monsters coming out of crystal things in the middle of your cities, so is it really that weird? The interviewer pressed a button on her earpiece, listening to instructions from the observation room. The chairman would like to speak with you directly. Moments later, the door opened, and Chairman Go entered, leaning on his cane. Despite his advanced age, power radiated from him, the kind that commanded respect. Son Goku, he said, taking a seat across from the scion. I am Go-Gun-Hee, chairman of the Korean Hunter Association. Goku's face lit up with recognition. Oh, you're the boss around here. Nice to meet you. He extended his hand, which the chairman shook with an amused smile. Tell me, Mr. Sun, if your story is true, how did you come to our world? Goku leaned back, folding his arms behind his head. I was sparring with Lord Beerus, he's a god of destruction, and things got pretty intense. I was charging up a Kamehameha wave when this weird tear opened up behind me. Next thing I knew, I was falling through the sky above your city. A tear in reality, Go mused. Not unlike our gates. Yeah, kinda reminded me of that. Goku agreed. Though these gate things seem more organized. The tear that brought me here felt like an accident. Go studied Goku's face, searching for deception but finding none. The man before him had the straightforward gaze of someone incapable of complex lies. Whatever the case, you've demonstrated remarkable abilities. That power, you called it ki? That's right. Ki is the energy in all living things. Where I come from, anyone can learn to use it with enough training. Fascinating, Go leaned forward. Our hunters use mana, magical energy that only certain individuals can channel. Those with strong mana circuits become hunters, protectors against the monsters that emerge from gates. Goku listened with genuine interest. So these gates just started appearing? When? 10 years ago. The first awakening of hunters followed shortly after. It changed our world forever. Go's expression grew solemn. The monsters pose a significant threat to humanity. We've lost many good people to this fight. That's awful. Goku's face hardened with resolve. Well, as long as I'm stuck here, I'd be happy to help. I love a good fight, and if I can protect people at the same time, even better. Go exchanged a glance with Zhang Yin, who had entered silently behind him. The S-rank hunter gave a nearly imperceptible nod. Mr. Sun, would you be willing to work with the Hunter Association while you search for a way home? Your abilities would be invaluable against higher-rank gates. Sure. Goku grinned. But I'm not great with rules and paperwork and stuff. I just want to fight strong opponents and help people. We can arrange that, Go said with a smile. Consider yourself a special consultant to the association. We'll provide accommodations, food, and resources to help you understand our world, and perhaps find your way back to yours. Sounds great. Goku stood up, stretching. When do we start? 2 days later, Goku stood at the entrance of a C-rank gate in Busan, surrounded by a team of hunters. He wore a modified version of his GI with the Hunter Association emblem added to the back, a compromise after he refused to give up his traditional outfit for standard hunter gear. Remember, this is just an observation mission, the team leader, a B-rank hunter named Park, reminded him. We want to see how you operate in a dungeon environment. Got it. Goku bounced on his toes, eager to get started. Just go in, beat up some monsters, and come back out. Easy. Park sighed. The strange fighter's casual attitude toward dungeons had been concerning the entire helicopter ride from Seoul. These aren't just monsters to beat up. Each dungeon has rules, patterns. We need to be methodical. Aha, Goku nodded, clearly not absorbing the caution. Park gave up. Stay close to the team. Don't wander off. The gate shimmered as they approached, a crystalline doorway humming with magical energy. Goku reached out, fascinated by the way it rippled at his touch. So cool. It's like water, but not wet. One by one, the hunters entered the gate, disappearing in flashes of light. When Goku's turn came, he stepped through confidently, and emerged into chaos. The C-rank dungeon was definitely not C-rank. Monsters swarmed everywhere, overwhelming the hunter team that had entered just seconds before. Park was shouting orders, desperately trying to rally his people as creatures twice the size of humans bore down on them. It's an evolution, someone screamed. The gate ranked up. Goku didn't hesitate. He launched himself into the fray, moving so fast he left afterimages. His fists connected with monster after monster, each blow precise and devastating. Unlike the mana-absorbing boss from before, these creatures fell easily to his attacks. Get to higher ground, he called to the hunters. I'll clear a path. Using his incredible speed, Goku created a safe corridor through the monster horde, allowing the battered hunters to retreat to a rocky outcropping. Once they were secure, he turned his attention back to the creatures. Alright, let's see what you've got. The monsters charged en masse. Goku met them with a flurry of kicks and punches, each movement flowing into the next like a deadly dance. He didn't need to transform for opponents of this level, his base form was more than sufficient. From their vantage point, the hunters watched in awe. He moves like water, one whispered. No hunter fights like that, another added. It's like he's been doing this for a lifetime. Park clutched his injured arm, eyes never leaving the one-man army below. The association was right to recruit him. Goku dispatched the last of the monsters with a spinning kick, then glanced around for more. Finding none, he floated up to join the hunters on their rocky perch. You guys okay? He asked, genuinely concerned. That was a lot more monsters than I expected for a C rank. Gate evolution, Park explained grimly. Sometimes gates increase in rank suddenly. This one jumped to at least B, possibly B+. We were unprepared. Goku nodded thoughtfully. These dungeons seem pretty tricky. They don't just stay the same level. No, a female hunter answered. And that's what makes them dangerous. An easy mission can turn deadly in seconds. Interesting, Goku mused. Where I come from, you pretty much know what you're getting into when you fight someone. Their power level might be hidden, but it doesn't suddenly jump up, unless they're holding back on purpose. Park activated his communicator. Base, this is Team 7. We have a gate evolution situation. Requesting extraction or backup. The response came back static-y, negative, Team 7. Backup is 30 minutes out. Proceed with caution or attempt retreat. Park swore under his breath. The exit portal may have moved with the evolution. We need to find it. Goku closed his eyes, concentrating. After a moment, he pointed northeast. I sense a different kind of energy that way. Feels similar to the gate we came through. The hunters stared at him. You can sense the exit portal? Park asked incredulously. Well, it feels different from everything else here, Goku explained. It's worth checking out, right? With few options, Park nodded. Lead the way. But stay alert, there will be more monsters. Goku descended from the rocks, the hunters following cautiously behind. He moved with confidence through the dungeon's twisted landscape, occasionally pausing to adjust their course. True to Park's warning, they encountered more monster packs, but Goku dispatched them efficiently, barely breaking stride. You're pretty good at this, one of the younger hunters commented during a brief rest. Goku grinned. Fighting's what I do. Been training since I was a kid. With what association? None, Goku shrugged. My first teacher was Master Roshi, then Kami, King Kai, Whis. I've had lots of teachers over the years. Never heard of them, the hunter frowned. They're not from this world, Goku reminded him. But their teachings work anywhere. The principles of martial arts are universal. You really believe you're from another dimension, don't you? The hunter asked. Before Goku could answer, the ground trembled. From behind a massive rock formation emerged a hulking figure, a golem-like creature with lava flowing through cracks in its stone body. Dungeon boss. Park shouted. Everyone, defensive positions. Goku studied the creature with interest. This one looks tough. Mind if I take the lead? Park hesitated, then nodded. We'll support from range. Be careful, its core is protected by enchanted stone. B-rank teams usually need coordinated attacks to breach it. Got it. Aim for the core. Goku cracked his knuckles, then charged. The golem swung massive fists, each impact cratering the ground where Goku had been a split second earlier. The scion danced around its attacks, testing its defenses with quick jabs and kicks. Each blow chipped away at the stone exterior, but the creature showed no signs of weakening. The core is inside. Park called out. You need to break through the chest plate. Goku nodded, focusing his attacks on the golem's torso. The monster roared, slamming both fists down in a shockwave attack that sent Goku skidding backward. This thing's pretty solid, Goku noted, dusting himself off. Time to power up a bit. He clenched his fists, his aura flaring white as he channeled his ki. The hunters felt the air pressure change, a tangible wave of power radiating from the spiky-haired fighter. With newfound strength, Goku resumed his assault, each punch now cracking the golem's stone armor significantly. The monster staggered under the barrage, trying desperately to defend its chest. Almost there. Goku called out, driving a powerful kick into a particularly deep crack. The stone split further, revealing a glowing red core within. The hunters unleashed their ranged attacks, magical projectiles striking the exposed core. The golem roared in pain, lava spurting from its wounds as it charged in blind fury. Goku met the charge head-on, driving his fist directly into the creature's chest. His hand plunged through the weakened stone, grasping the fiery core within. "Got it," he announced, ripping the core free. The golem froze, its body crumbling to lifeless rock as the core pulsed in Goku's hand. After a moment, both the core and the fallen stone dissolved into blue particles. A system message appeared: Dungeon boss defeated, reward distribution in progress, reward. Goku looked around curiously. Park approached, limping slightly from an earlier injury. Dungeons contain magic stones and sometimes items. Hunters collect these as payment for clearing gates. Oh. Goku hadn't noticed any items dropping. "I don't need payment. I'm just here to help." Park shook his head in disbelief. "You really aren't like any hunter I've met." The exit portal materialized nearby, a shimmering doorway similar to the entrance gate. One by one, the battered hunting party stepped through, returning to the real world where medical teams waited. As Goku emerged, he found himself surrounded by reporters and cameras. News of the mysterious new hunter had spread, and his successful first mission only heightened public interest. "Mr. Sun. Is it true you're not a registered hunter? Where did you train? Are you joining the Korean Hunter Association permanently?" Goku blinked at the barrage of questions, scratching the back of his head. I'm just helping out while I'm here. I'm actually trying to find a way back to my own world." The reporters pressed closer, shouting more questions, but association security intervened, ushering Goku toward a waiting vehicle. "Sorry about that," the driver said as they pulled away. "Your appearance has caused quite a stir." "I'm not used to all this attention," Goku admitted. "Where I come from, most people don't know about the really big fights. They happen in places where humans don't usually go." "Well, here you're becoming a celebrity." The driver glanced at him in the rearview mirror. "The association has scheduled a press conference tomorrow. Chairman Go thinks it's better to introduce you officially than let rumors spread." Goku groaned. "Do I have to? I'm not good with speeches and stuff." "Don't worry. Just answer honestly about what you can do and can't do. The chairman will handle the rest." The next morning, Seoul's Hunter Association headquarters was packed with reporters and cameras. On the stage, Chairman Go sat alongside Goku, who fidgeted uncomfortably in his seat. Despite offers of formal attire, the scion had insisted on wearing his orange gi, claiming it was the only outfit he felt comfortable fighting in. "Thank you all for coming," Go began, his authoritative voice immediately silencing the murmurs. "As you know, 2 days ago, a remarkable individual assisted in stopping a high-rank gate incident in downtown Seoul. Today, I would like to officially introduce Son Goku, who has agreed to work with the Korean Hunter Association as a special consultant." Cameras flashed as Goku gave an awkward wave. "Mr. Sun possesses unique abilities that differ from traditional hunter skills," Go continued. "He has generously offered to assist us in gate clearance operations while he resides in Korea." A reporter stood. "Chairman Go, what exactly are Mr. Sun's abilities?" Witnesses report seeing him transform during the downtown incident. Go glanced at Goku, who took the cue to speak. "I use ki, life energy," Goku explained, leaning toward the microphone. "It's different from the mana you guys use. And yeah, I can transform to get stronger if I need to. It's called Super Scion." "Super Scion?" another reporter questioned. "What does that mean?" "It's a legendary transformation from my race," Goku said, then realized his mistake as the room erupted with questions. "Your race? Are you claiming to be non-human? Is this some kind of joke?" Chairman Go raised a hand for silence. "Mr. Sun's background is complex. He believes, and we have no reason to doubt him, that he arrived in our world through an interdimensional incident similar to our gates. His energy signature is unlike any we've recorded in Hunter history, lending credence to his claim. The explanation did little to calm the frenzy. More questions came rapid fire. Is he an alien? How powerful is he compared to S-rank hunters? Is his presence related to the recent increase in gate activities? Amidst the chaos, one voice cut through clearer than the rest, Choi Jongyin's, who had entered from the side of the stage. I challenge Son Goku to a demonstration match. The room fell silent. Jongjin, Korea's second highest ranked hunter, stood with arms crossed, his expression severe. The public deserves to know exactly what kind of power we're dealing with, Jongjin continued. A controlled match would provide that transparency. Chairman Go frowned. This is highly irregular, Jongjin. Goku, however, perked up immediately. A match? Like a sparring session? Sure, that sounds fun. Go shot him a warning look, but Goku's enthusiasm couldn't be dampened. I've been wanting to see how the strongest fighters in this world compare to mine. As long as we don't go all out and hurt each other, it should be fine, right? Jongyin's lips curled into something almost resembling a smile. Of course. Just a friendly demonstration. Chairman Go sighed, recognizing he was outmaneuvered. Very well. The association will arrange a sanctioned demonstration match for tomorrow morning at the Hunter Arena. All safety protocols will be observed. The reporters erupted with excitement, questions flying from all directions. Go quickly concluded the press conference, leading Goku off stage with Jongjin following behind. Once they were in a private room, Go rounded on both of them. This is reckless, he said sharply. Jongjin, your pride is showing. And Mr. Sun, you don't understand the political implications of such a match. Goku looked confused. Political? It's just sparring, right? Nothing is just anything when it involves S-rank hunters, Go explained patiently. Jongjin is respected worldwide. If you defeat him easily, it could damage Korea's standing in the international hunter community. If he defeats you, it could undermine confidence in our new, secret weapon. Jongyin's expression remained neutral. The unknown creates more fear than the known, Chairman. Better to establish boundaries now than face speculation. He's right, Goku agreed, surprising both men. Where I come from, fighters challenge each other all the time to test their limits. It's how we grow stronger. Besides, I won't use my full power, that wouldn't be fair. Jongyin's eye twitched slightly at the implication. Don't hold back on my account. Goku grinned. Trust me, you don't want me at full power. I might accidentally break your arena. The S-rank hunter's face darkened, but Chairman Go intervened before the conversation could escalate. The match proceeds as planned, but with strict limitations. No transformations, Mr. Sun. And Jongjin, you will restrict yourself to B-rank equivalent power. This is a demonstration, not a battle. Both fighters nodded, though neither looked entirely satisfied with the restrictions. As they left the room, Jongjin paused beside Goku. Tomorrow, we'll see what you're really capable of, he said quietly, then walked away. Goku watched him go, excitement building in his chest. This might be more interesting than I thought. Word of the upcoming match spread like wildfire. By evening, tickets to the Hunter Arena were sold out, and scalpers were charging exorbitant prices for remaining seats. Television networks scrambled to secure broadcasting rights, and betting pools opened across the country, heavily favoring Jongjin despite Goku's impressive debut. In his assigned apartment, Goku practiced basic kata, moving through familiar forms to center himself. A knock at the door interrupted his training. Come in, he called, continuing his movements. The door opened to reveal a familiar face, Sung Jin-woo, the E-rank hunter he'd saved during the gate incident. Jin-woo entered hesitantly, looking even more nervous than before. Mr. Sun. I hope I'm not disturbing you. Goku stopped his kata, breaking into a friendly smile. Hey, it's you. The hunter from the other day. And just call me Goku, Mr. Sun sounds so formal. Jin Woo nodded, still looking uncomfortable. I'm Sung Jin Woo. I wanted to thank you properly for saving my life. No need for thanks. I'm just glad you're okay. Goku studied the young man more carefully. You don't look so good. Are you sick? Jin Woo shifted uncomfortably. I'm always like this. It's why I'm the weakest hunter in Korea. My body can't handle the strain of dungeons, but I need the money for my mother's hospital bills. That's rough, Goku said, genuine sympathy in his voice. In my world, we have these things called senzu beans that can heal almost any injury or restore stamina instantly. Wish I had some to give you. Jin Woo managed a weak smile. It's fine. I've learned to live with it. He hesitated, then added, I also came to warn you about tomorrow's match. Warn me. Choi Jong-in isn't just showing off. He's threatened by you. Jin Woo's voice lowered. I overheard him talking to his team. He plans to humiliate you, show everyone you're nothing special. Goku laughed. Is that all? Don't worry about it. I've fought guys with big egos before. It usually ends with them realizing there's always someone stronger. You don't understand, Jin Woo insisted. Jong-in is politically connected. If he wants to make trouble for you, he can. Politics, Goku sighed. Never been good with that stuff. Where I come from, strength speaks for itself. If you're strong and use that strength to protect others, people respect you. Simple. Jin Woo shook his head in wonder. Your world sounds very different from ours. It is in some ways, Goku agreed. But people are still people. They want to be safe, to protect their loved ones. He clapped Jin Woo on the shoulder, careful not to use too much strength. Don't worry about tomorrow. Whatever happens, I can handle it. Jin Woo nodded slowly. I'll be watching. Most E-ranks can't afford tickets, but the association is letting lower-ranked hunters view it as a training opportunity. Great. I'll look for you in the crowd. Goku's stomach rumbled loudly. Man, all this talk made me hungry. Want to grab dinner? The association gave me a credit card thing for food. For the first time, Jin Woo smiled genuinely. Sure. The hunter arena buzzed with anticipation. Originally built for large-scale hunter training, it had been repurposed for exhibitions and tournaments as the public's fascination with hunters grew. Today, it was filled beyond capacity, with standing room only in the upper levels. In the preparation room, Goku stretched, wearing his orange GI with the Hunter Association emblem. Association officials had briefed him on the rules: no lethal attacks, no property damage beyond the arena floor, and most importantly, no transformations. Mr. Sun, a staff member called. 5 minutes until you're announced. Goku nodded, continuing his warm-up. Despite the restrictions, he felt excited. Jong-in was supposedly this world's equivalent of a powerful fighter, perhaps not Vegeta level, but certainly worth testing his skills against. Across the arena, Jong-in completed his own preparations. Unlike Goku's casual approach, the S-rank hunter followed a precise ritual before every battle. His combat suit, a sleek black ensemble with reinforced panels, hummed faintly as he activated its magical enhancements. Sir, his aide approached cautiously. The chairman insisted I remind you of the power restrictions. Jong-in's expression darkened. I'm well aware. And sir, international representatives are watching. The American and Chinese associations sent observers. This news brought a cold smile to Jong-in's face. Perfect. They can witness Korea putting this anomaly in his place. The arena lights dimmed, and a spotlight illuminated the announcer in the center ring. Ladies and gentlemen. Today, the Korean Hunter Association presents a special demonstration match between two extraordinary fighters. The crowd roared as the announcer continued. In this corner, one of Korea's most powerful defenders, the man whose name strikes fear into the hearts of S-rank monsters, Choi Jong-in. Jong-in entered to thunderous applause, his face impassive as he took his position in the ring. And his opponent, the mysterious fighter who appeared from nowhere to defeat a dungeon boss bare-handed, the man who claims to come from another world, Son Goku. Goku jogged out, waving cheerfully at the crowd. He spotted Jin Woo in the hunter section and gave him a thumbs up before turning to face Jong-in. "Nice to officially meet you." Goku called across the ring. "I'm looking forward to this." Jong-in didn't respond, his cold eyes assessing Goku with calculated precision. The announcer continued, "This match will demonstrate hunter combat techniques for educational purposes. Both participants have agreed to limit their power to prevent collateral damage." A magical barrier shimmered into existence around the ring, a standard safety precaution for high-level hunter exhibitions. "Fighters ready? Begin." Jong-in moved first, covering the distance between them in a blur that would have been invisible to normal humans. His fist, wreathed in blue mana, aimed directly for Goku's chest, only to hit empty air as Goku sidestepped with casual ease. "Wow, you're fast." Goku commented, genuine admiration in his voice. "That's pretty impressive for this world." Jong-in's eyes narrowed at the backhanded compliment. He spun, unleashing a barrage of strikes that would have overwhelmed most S-rank hunters. Goku weaved through them without apparent effort, studying Jong-in's technique as he defended. "Your form is really good," Goku observed, ducking under a mana-enhanced kick. "But you telegraph your left side attacks about half a second before you make them." The casual analysis enraged Jong-in. He stepped back, gathering mana into his palm until it formed a compressed sphere of energy. "Mana bullet," he announced coldly, then fired. The projectile shot toward Goku with incredible speed. Rather than dodging, Goku raised a hand and caught it, the energy sizzling against his palm before he closed his fist, dispersing it harmlessly. A collective gasp rose from the audience. "That's a neat technique," Goku said. "The energy is really dense, almost like a miniature spirit bomb, but with mana instead of ki." Jong-in's composure cracked slightly. "Stop analyzing and fight back." "Oh, right. Sorry, I got caught up studying your techniques." Goku settled into a fighting stance. "Your turn to defend." What followed stunned the audience into silence. Goku moved with such speed that most could only see afterimages. His attacks flowed like water, each strike precisely calculated to test Jong-in's defenses without causing serious harm. The S-rank hunter blocked desperately, his mana barrier crackling under the barrage. Sweat beaded on his forehead as he struggled to track Goku's movements. For the first time in years, Jong-in felt outmatched, and he was only facing Goku's base form. After a particularly powerful combination drove Jong-in back to the edge of the ring, Goku paused, allowing his opponent to catch his breath. "You're pretty good," Goku said encouragingly. "Your defense is solid. With some refinement to your energy control, you could be even stronger." The condescension, though unintended, was the final straw. Jong-in's eyes flashed with fury as he cast aside the chairman's restrictions. "Enough games," he snarled. "Full manifestation." Blue mana erupted around him, its intensity doubling, then tripling as he channeled his true power. The safety barrier around the ring flickered under the pressure. Association officials jumped to their feet in alarm. "Jong-in! The restrictions!" Chairman Go shouted from the VIP section. But the S-rank hunter was beyond listening. His pride wounded beyond reason, he charged Goku with his full might, the floor cracking beneath each step. Azure Dragon Fist. His signature attack, a technique that had once slain an A-rank dungeon boss with a single blow, struck Goku square in the chest. The impact created a shockwave that rippled through the arena. For a moment, dust obscured both fighters. As it cleared, the audience leaned forward in anticipation, to find Goku standing exactly where he'd been, Jong-in's fist still pressed against his chest. The attack had pushed him back maybe an inch, but otherwise left no mark. That was your full power, huh? Goku said quietly, his expression suddenly serious. It's impressive. You're definitely the strongest person I've met in this world so far. Jiangyan staggered back, disbelief written across his face. Impossible. I put everything into that attack. Goku sighed. I think we should end this match. You're a good fighter, Jiangyan, but there are different levels of strength. In my world, I've faced enemies who could destroy planets with a finger. It's not fair to compare. The arena had fallen completely silent. Jiangyan stood frozen, his worldview crumbling around him. For years, he had been among Korea's ultimate defenders, second only to Chairman Go in his prime. Now, this stranger had shattered that identity with seemingly no effort. I forfeit, Jiangyan announced suddenly, his voice hollow. Without another word, he turned and left the ring, ignoring the confused murmurs of the crowd. The announcer hesitated, then raised Goku's hand. The winner by forfeit. Son Goku. The applause was scattered, uncertain. No one quite knew what to make of what they'd just witnessed. Chairman Go made his way to the ring, his expression grave. That could have gone better, he said quietly to Goku. Sorry, Goku replied, genuinely contrite. I tried not to embarrass him. I know. Go sighed. Jiangyan's pride has always been his weakness. But what's done is done. The world now knows your potential, at least a glimpse of it. As they exited the arena, reporters swarmed around them, shouting questions. Goku. What was that power? Are you really stronger than all S-rank hunters? Was Jiangyan holding back? Chairman Go raised a hand for silence. Mr. Sun demonstrated considerable skill today. The association is fortunate to have his assistance while he resides in our world. That is all we'll say on the matter. In the hunter section, Jinwoo watched with wide eyes, trying to process what he'd seen. The casual way Goku had handled Jiangyan's ultimate attack, it defied explanation. Part of him felt vindicated for believing in Goku, while another part trembled at the implications. What kind of world produced fighters like that? And if Goku was here, what else might cross between dimensions? A week passed since the exhibition match. The aftermath had been predictable: viral videos, endless speculation, and a surge in Goku's popularity. Hunter Association merchandise featuring his image sold out within hours. Children practiced Kamehameha poses in schoolyards. The mysterious fighter from another dimension had become a sensation. For Goku, the attention was mostly an annoyance. He preferred action to fame, and thankfully, Chairman Go kept him busy with gate clearance operations. Today marked his 6th mission, a B-rank gate in Incheon that had resisted previous clearing attempts. The monster inside has some kind of reflective ability, the briefing officer explained as Goku and his assigned team traveled by helicopter. It bounces magical attacks back at the caster. 3 teams have failed already. Sounds like that dungeon boss I fought on my first day here, Goku noted. The one that absorbed energy attacks. The officer nodded. Similar, but more dangerous. This one doesn't just absorb, it redirects with increased power. We've lost 2 hunters to their own reflected spells. Goku frowned. That's awful. Don't worry, I'll handle the physical attacks. Among the team was a familiar face, Sung Jinwoo, looking as frail as ever in his hunter gear. Jinwoo. Didn't expect to see you here, Goku greeted him warmly. Jinwoo offered a weak smile. The association is short on hunters after the recent surge in gate appearances. Even E-ranks got called up. Well, stick close to me, Goku said. I won't let anything happen to you. The helicopter landed near the gate site, where a perimeter had already been established. The crystalline structure pulsed with an unusual rhythm, its surface reflecting light in hypnotic patterns. That doesn't look like a normal gate, one hunter commented nervously. It's definitely been corrupted, the team leader confirmed. We've seen this before, sometimes a particularly powerful monster can influence the gate structure itself. Goku studied the gate with interest. Can you guys sense anything special about it? The hunters exchanged glances. It has a strange mana signature, one offered. Almost, duplicated, like an echo. Goku closed his eyes, extending his key sense. There's definitely something weird about this one. The energy feels familiar somehow. Before anyone could question him further, the gate pulsed brightly, as if responding to Goku's presence. The team took that as their cue to enter, stepping through the crystalline barrier one by one. Inside, they found themselves in a cavernous space, its walls and ceiling perfectly reflective like polished mirrors. Their reflections stretched infinitely in all directions, creating a disorienting effect. Stay together, the team leader ordered. This is a perfect ambush environment. Goku walked a few paces ahead, examining their surroundings with curiosity rather than caution. "Hello," he called out. "Anyone here?" The hunters winced at his casual approach, but Goku simply smiled. "No point sneaking around. Whatever's in here already knows we're here." As if in response, their reflections began moving independently, stepping out from the mirrored surfaces to surround the team. Each reflection was perfect, except for the eyes, which glowed with an unnatural light. "Mirror constructs," someone shouted. "Don't use magic." The warning came too late for one hunter, who instinctively launched a fire spell. The nearest construct absorbed the flames, then redirected them with doubled intensity. Only Goku's quick intervention, pulling the hunter aside, prevented a tragedy. Physical attacks only, Goku reminded them, then demonstrated by smashing a construct with his fist. It shattered like glass, its fragments dissolving into blue particles. The team adapted quickly, using weapons and bare hands to fight their doppelgangers. Goku moved through the battlefield like a whirlwind, destroying constructs with precise strikes while protecting the weaker hunters. Jinwoo stayed back, his minimal combat abilities making him more liability than asset. He observed Goku's fighting style with fascination, noting how the scion adjusted his power for each opponent, never using more force than necessary. When the last construct fell, an echoing voice filled the chamber. "Impressive. Most hunters rely too heavily on their magical abilities." From the center of the room, the mirrored floor began to rise, forming a humanoid shape. Unlike the constructs, this being radiated power, a perfect mirror version of Goku himself, down to the orange GI and spiky hair. "Well, this is new," Goku remarked, more intrigued than concerned. "You can copy appearances too." "I can copy more than appearance," the mirror Goku replied, its voice an eerie echo of Goku's own. "I can copy power." To demonstrate, the creature unleashed a wave of ki energy that forced the hunters to dive for cover. Goku stood his ground, dispersing the attack with a sweep of his hand. "Not bad," Goku admitted. "You got the energy type right, but the control is off." The mirror being tilted its head. "You are different. Your energy is not mana. It is something I have never tasted before." "It's ki," Goku explained, as if chatting with a curious student rather than a dungeon boss. "Life energy that flows through all living things. In my world, fighters learn to control it for combat." "Your world?" The creature's interest sharpened. "You are not from this realm. You are like me, a visitor." This caught Goku by surprise. "You're from another dimension too?" The mirror being spread its arms, its surface rippling. "I am Reflector, guardian of boundaries. I test those who would cross between worlds." The hunters exchanged confused glances. This wasn't normal monster behavior, most dungeon creatures attacked mindlessly or followed simple patterns. This one was conversing, reasoning. "I've never heard of a monster like this," the team leader whispered. "Be careful, Goku. It might be trying to distract you." Goku nodded, but kept his focus on Reflector. "So you're saying you're not just a dungeon boss? You're some kind of dimensional gatekeeper. Crude, but essentially correct. Reflector shifted, its form becoming more fluid. The barriers between worlds thin. Things cross that should not. I maintain balance. Then why attack hunters? Goku challenged. These people are just protecting their world from monsters. I do not initiate, I reflect. Reflector's surface rippled again. Hunters attack, I defend. Violence begets violence. But you. Its mirrored eyes fixed on Goku. You have disrupted greater patterns by coming here. The architects of this world's fate sense the anomaly. Architects? Goku frowned. You mean there's someone controlling these gates? Making them appear? Before Reflector could answer, a mana blast struck its back. One of the hunters, seeing an opening during the conversation, had attacked. True to its nature, Reflector absorbed the energy, then redirected it, not at the attacker, but at Jin Woo, who stood unprotected at the edge of the group. Jin Woo! Goku shouted, moving with impossible speed to intercept the blast. He caught the energy in his bare hands, wincing as it burned against his skin before he could disperse it. Reflector used the distraction to strike, its arm elongating into a mirrored blade that slashed across Goku's back. The scion grunted in pain but turned to face his opponent with renewed determination. Okay, talking time is over. Goku settled into a fighting stance. You know too much about what's going on to be just another dungeon monster. After I beat you, you're going to tell me who these architects are. Reflector's form shifted again, adopting a perfect copy of Goku's stance. Let us see if your power matches your confidence, visitor. What followed was unlike any dungeon battle the hunters had witnessed. Both fighters moved faster than most could track, their blows creating shockwaves that cracked the mirrored surfaces around them. Each technique Goku used, Reflector copied, though always a fraction of a second behind. It's learning as they fight, the team leader realized. Adapting to Goku's style. Jin Woo watched with wide eyes. But Goku is holding back. He's not transforming. Indeed, Goku remained in his base form, testing Reflector's capabilities with controlled attacks. When the creature copied his Kamehameha, Goku simply dodged, letting the energy blast strike a wall where it was absorbed and dispersed harmlessly. Not bad. Goku called out, genuinely impressed. You pick up techniques quickly. But copying a move isn't the same as mastering it. To demonstrate, Goku launched into a complex combination of strikes that flowed together in perfect harmony. Reflector attempted to mirror the sequence but faltered on the timing, creating an opening that Goku exploited with a powerful kick to its midsection. The creature staggered back, its mirrored surface cracking. Impossible. I reflect all. Reflection isn't understanding, Goku explained, pressing his advantage. True martial arts comes from years of practice and knowing your own body. You can copy the moves, but not the experience behind them. With a series of precise strikes, Goku targeted the cracks in Reflector's surface, each blow widening the fissures until light began to shine from within the creature. Realizing it was outmatched, Reflector attempted a desperate final attack, a perfect copy of Goku's image that split into dozens of mirror clones surrounding the scion. Now you face yourself infinitely. Reflector's voice echoed from all directions. Goku closed his eyes, centering his ki. Nice trick, but there's a problem. With sudden explosive speed, he launched into a spinning kick that struck the true Reflector hiding among the copies. Ki can't be faked. I can sense the real you. The impact shattered Reflector's form, sending mirrored fragments scattering across the floor. As the pieces fell, they dissolved not into the usual blue particles of defeated monsters, but into shimmering motes of light that coalesced into a small, crystalline orb. The dungeon around them began to fade, the mirrored surfaces turning transparent, then vanishing entirely as the gate prepared to close. Goku approached the floating orb cautiously. What is this? He asked, reaching out. Don't touch it, the team leader warned. Unknown dungeon artifacts can be dangerous. But Goku's fingers had already closed around the orb. Instead of harming him, it pulsed with warm light as a voice, reflectors, but calmer now, spoke directly to his mind. The barriers weaken, visitor. The monarchs stir in their realms. The rulers prepare their vessels. And now you, outside their grand design, threaten the balance further. Monarchs? Rulers? Goku questioned silently. Who are they? Ancient beings who war across dimensions. This world is but one battlefield in their eternal conflict. The gates are their making, portals for their soldiers and tests for their chosen. And where do you fit in? A sensation like laughter. I guard the in-between. I am neither monarch nor ruler, but keeper of boundaries. Your presence creates ripples they cannot ignore. Beware, visitor, they will come for you. With that final warning, the orb dissolved, its energy flowing into Goku before he could react. He gasped as strange visions flashed through his mind, massive shadows with glowing eyes, armies clashing across multiple worlds, and a figure rising from darkness, wreathed in purple flames. Goku? Are you alright? Jinwoo's worried voice broke through the visions. Goku blinked, finding himself back in the real world as the gate collapsed behind them. The team watched him with concern. Yeah, I'm fine, he assured them, though his expression remained troubled. That was different from other dungeon bosses. What happened with that orb? The team leader asked. It disappeared into you. Goku shook his head. I'm not sure. But I think I just learned that there's a lot more going on with these gates than anyone realizes. Something big is coming, and somehow, I'm caught in the middle of it. As they made their way back to the association helicopter, Jinwoo fell in step beside Goku. You look worried, he observed quietly. That's new. Goku managed a smile, though it lacked his usual carefree quality. Just thinking about what that reflector thing said. It reminded me of something Beerus once told me, that there are forces in the multiverse even gods have to respect. I think I just met one of them. Jinwoo looked at him curiously. Do you think it was telling the truth? About these monarchs and rulers? Yeah, I do. Goku nodded, his expression growing serious. And if I'm right, your world might be in for a fight bigger than anything your hunters are prepared for. As the helicopter lifted off, Goku gazed back at where the gate had been. Somewhere beyond dimensions, something had taken notice of his arrival. The question now was, what would they do about it? Chapter 2, System Anomaly. Bend your knees more. Power comes from the ground up, Goku instructed, demonstrating the proper stance to a group of hunters gathered in the association's training facility. Your strength doesn't start in your arms, it flows through your entire body. 2 weeks had passed since the reflector incident, and Goku had settled into a routine in Seoul. Chairman Go, recognizing the scion's potential as a teacher, had arranged informal training sessions where hunters could learn from the dimensional visitor. What began as a curiosity had quickly become the most sought-after training opportunity in Korea. I still don't get it, complained a B-rank hunter named Park. We use mana, not ki. How does your training help us? Goku dropped into a perfect horse stance, his balance unwavering. Energy is energy. The principles are the same: control, flow, focus. You're just using different fuel. To demonstrate, he motioned to a young A-rank hunter named Min Jia. Try that fire attack again, but this time, root yourself like I showed you. Jia, a serious woman with her hair pulled back in a practical ponytail, nodded. She had been assigned as Goku's cultural liaison by the association, a position that had evolved into something closer to friendship over the past weeks. Initially skeptical of his methods, she'd become one of his most dedicated students. She settled into the stance Goku had taught, drawing mana into her palms. The fire spell she cast shot forward with nearly twice the power and precision of her previous attempts. Whoa, she exclaimed, staring at her hands in surprise. That used less mana but hit harder. See? Goku grinned. Your body is the channel. The better your foundation, the more efficiently the energy flows. Park and the other skeptics looked more interested now. One by one, they practiced the stance, each experiencing improved results with their abilities. This is why Chairman Go calls him a special consultant, Jia told the others as they practiced. He's teaching us fundamentals we never considered. Not bad for an alien, someone joked, earning a good-natured laugh from Goku. After the training session wrapped up, Jia approached Goku as he toweled off. Despite barely breaking a sweat during the 3-hour session, he maintained the habit from his training with King Kai. The International Hunter Conference is next week, she reminded him. Chairman Go wants you prepared for the attention you'll receive. Goku groaned. More meetings. Can't I just clear gates instead? The whole hunter world wants to meet you, Jia explained patiently. America, China, Russia, they're all sending representatives specifically because of you. Because they want to use me as a weapon, Goku sighed, showing surprising insight. I get it. It's the same everywhere, people with power want more power. Jia studied him, still trying to reconcile the carefree fighter with these moments of unexpected wisdom. You're not as simple as you pretend to be, are you? Goku laughed. Nah, I'm pretty simple. But I've been in enough fights to know when someone wants something from me. His expression grew more serious. Have your researchers made any progress on finding me a way home? She shook her head. The science division is still studying the energy signature from where you appeared. Without understanding the original tear, creating a new one is challenging. I figured. Goku nodded, his disappointment visible for just a moment before his usual optimism returned. Well, better get cleaned up. I promised Jinwoo I'd meet him for lunch. The E-rank? Jia looked surprised. You two have become close. He reminds me of someone, Goku said cryptically. Someone who started weak but had the potential for greatness. At a small restaurant near the association headquarters, Jinwoo waited nervously, checking his watch every few minutes. He still couldn't believe Son Goku, now a celebrity in the hunter world, wanted to spend time with him, an E-rank nobody. When Goku arrived, several diners stopped eating to stare or take photos with their phones. The scion ignored the attention, sliding into the seat across from Jinwoo with a friendly grin. Sorry I'm late. Training ran long. These hunters are really eager to learn. Jinwoo smiled. It's fine. I ordered for us, the owner's special. Hope that's okay. Food is food. Goku declared happily. So how've you been? Any more gate clearing since last week? Jinwoo nodded. Just D-ranks. Nothing exciting. He hesitated, then lowered his voice. But something strange happened during the last one. Goku leaned forward, suddenly interested. Strange how? I saw messages floating in the air. Like a video game interface. Jinwoo glanced around to ensure no one was listening. It asked if I wanted to become a player. Goku's eyes widened. What did you say? I said yes, Jinwoo admitted. Then it ran me through some kind of evaluation. Called me the weakest hunter and offered me a quest. A quest? Goku repeated, fascination evident in his voice. Like a mission? Jinwoo nodded. To survive in a dungeon for 30 minutes alone. I haven't attempted it yet. I wanted to talk to you first. Goku rubbed his chin thoughtfully. This sounds like what that reflector creature called the system. It mentioned architects designing fates or something. You believe me? Jinwoo looked relieved. I thought I might be going crazy. After everything I've seen across dimensions. Nothing seems crazy anymore. Goku offered an encouraging smile. If this system chose you, there must be a reason. Their food arrived, enormous bowls of spicy stew with side dishes covering the table. Goku immediately began devouring his portion at a speed that still amazed Jinwoo despite having seen it several times now. Between bites, Goku asked, "When are you planning to do this quest thing?" "Tomorrow," Jinwoo decided. "There's a D-rank gate clearance I'm assigned to. I was going to volunteer to stay behind for cleanup duty. That would give me the 30 minutes alone." Goku nodded approvingly. "Smart. Listen, I can't interfere directly if this system thing is testing you specifically, but I'll be nearby. If something goes really wrong, I'll step in." Jinwoo's shoulders relaxed visibly. "Thank you. That means a lot." They ate in comfortable silence for a while before Jinwoo spoke again. "What's it like? Being so strong that nothing can hurt you?" Goku laughed, nearly choking on his food. "Plenty of things can hurt me. I've died twice." "You've what?" Jinwoo stared in disbelief. "Died. Twice." Goku shrugged as if discussing something mundane. "First time was fighting my brother Raditz. Second time was against Cell. Got wished back both times though." Jinwoo put down his chopsticks. "Wished back?" "Yeah, with the Dragon Balls. 7 magical orbs that summon a dragon who grants wishes." Goku noticed Jinwoo's expression and chuckled. "I guess that sounds pretty weird if you didn't grow up with it." "And I thought our world was strange," Jinwoo muttered. "So in your world, death isn't permanent?" "It can be," Goku clarified. "There are rules. But I've been lucky." His expression grew more thoughtful. "Being strong isn't about never getting hurt, Jinwoo. It's about getting back up when you do. The strongest people I know have all faced failure and loss." Jinwoo absorbed this, finding unexpected comfort in Goku's words. Here was someone with godlike power telling him that strength came from resilience, not invulnerability. "So," Goku continued, changing the subject, "tell me more about these system messages. What exactly do they look like?" The next day, Goku loitered casually outside a warehouse district where Jinwoo's D-rank gate clearance was underway. He'd promised not to interfere with the system's test, but that didn't mean he couldn't keep watch from a distance. His enhanced senses allowed him to track the movement of hunters inside the gate. One by one, he felt their energy signatures exit as the clearance completed, until only Jinwoo remained inside. "Good luck, buddy," Goku murmured. For 28 minutes, nothing seemed amiss. Then suddenly, Goku felt a massive spike in energy from within the gate, a monstrous presence that hadn't been there before. "That's not D-rank," Goku tensed, preparing to intervene. But something held him back, a feeling that this was part of the test. Jinwoo needed to face this challenge himself. Inside the gate, Jinwoo was facing death in the form of a knight-like monster that had materialized without warning. His frail body was pushed beyond its limits, blood flowing from multiple wounds as he desperately evaded the creature's attacks. Just when it seemed he would fail, something changed. Jinwoo's eyes blazed with determination as he charged the monster with his last ounce of strength, driving a dagger into a gap in its armor. Outside, Goku sensed the shift in Jinwoo's energy, subtle but unmistakable. A smile spread across his face. He did it. Minutes later, a battered but alive Jinwoo emerged from the gate, his eyes finding Goku immediately. Despite his injuries, he was grinning. "I passed," he said simply. Goku clapped him on the shoulder. "Never doubted you for a second." "I have a status window now," Jinwoo continued, excitement in his voice despite his exhaustion. "Stats, inventory, it's exactly like a game interface. And I can level up." "That's amazing." Goku's enthusiasm matched Jinwoo's. "This could change everything for you. But here's the weird part," Jinwoo lowered his voice. "When I sensed you nearby, I got a message I don't understand, dimensional interference detected. Calibrating system parameters." Goku frowned. "Dimensional interference? Must be referring to me being from another world." "That's what I thought." But why would the system care about that? Before Goku could respond, their conversation was interrupted by the wail of sirens. Emergency vehicles raced past, heading toward the city center. "Something's wrong," Jinwoo said, pulling out his hunter phone. The emergency alert system was blaring with notifications. Two S-rank gates just opened simultaneously in downtown Seoul. That's never happened before. Goku's expression hardened. "We should go." "I'll slow you down," Jinwoo protested, gesturing to his injuries. Goku simply grinned. "Who said anything about walking?" He placed a hand on Jinwoo's shoulder. "Hold on tight." Before Jinwoo could question him, the world blurred around them as Goku moved at superhuman speed through the city streets, carrying the injured hunter like he weighed nothing. Within minutes, they arrived at a scene of chaos. Two crystalline gate structures dominated the central plaza, their surfaces pulsing with ominous energy. A perimeter had been established, but it was clear from the panicked expressions of the officials that the situation was unprecedented. Chairman Go stood at the command center, his face grim as he coordinated the response. His eyes widened slightly when he spotted Goku approaching with Jinwoo. "Son Goku, good. We need you." The chairman nodded to Jinwoo. "Irank-san, you should report to medical." "Actually, I'd like him with me," Goku interjected, surprising everyone. "He has unique insights that might be useful." Go looked skeptical but didn't argue. "The situation is unprecedented. Two S-rank gates activating simultaneously, less than 100 meters apart. Our sensors indicate they may be connected somehow, energy flowing between them." "Connected gates?" Goku frowned. "Is that possible?" "Theoretically, no." Go gestured to the monitoring equipment. "Yet here we are. We've assembled every available S and A rank hunter, but we're still assessing the threat level." As if on cue, Choi Jong-in approached, his face a mask of cool professionalism despite his previous humiliation at Goku's hands. Since their match, the S-rank hunter had maintained a cold distance from Goku. "All teams are in position," Jong-in reported to Go, deliberately ignoring Goku. "We'll enter on your command." Chairman Go nodded. "Divide the forces equally between both gates. Son Goku will lead Team Alpha through the eastern gate. You'll lead Team Beta through the western one." Jong-in's jaw tightened, but he nodded curtly. "Understood." As Jong-in walked away, Goku leaned closer to Jinwoo. "Is it just me, or does he seem different? His energy feels off." Jinwoo studied Jong-in's retreating figure. "Now that you mention it, his movement seems stiffer than usual." "Keep an eye on him," Goku murmured. "Something's not right." Team Alpha assembled quickly, 5 S-rank hunters and 10 A ranks, all regarding Goku with a mixture of respect and curiosity. Among them was Min Jia, who approached with a concerned expression. "Why is the E rank with you?" she whispered, nodding toward Jinwoo. "Special circumstances," Goku replied cryptically. "Trust me on this one, Jia." She looked dubious but didn't press further. "The plan is standard S-rank protocol. Enter, establish a secure perimeter, assess the dungeon boss, then engage or retreat as necessary." "Sounds good to me," Goku agreed cheerfully, belying the seriousness of the situation. "Everyone ready?" The hunters checked their equipment one last time before moving toward the eastern gate. Jinwoo, despite his injuries, stayed close to Goku, determination written across his face. "You don't have to do this," Goku told him quietly. "No one would blame you for sitting this one out." Jinwoo shook his head. "The system chose me for a reason. I need to see this through." Goku grinned. "That's the spirit." As they approached the gate, its crystalline surface pulsed faster, as if reacting to their presence, or more specifically, to Goku and Jinwoo's combined presence. The hunters hesitated, but Goku strode forward confidently, placing a hand on the shimmering barrier. "Let's see what's inside." The team entered in formation, emerging into what appeared to be an ancient colosseum. Stone seats rose in tiers around a massive central arena, but instead of sand, the floor was covered in reflective black glass that rippled like liquid. "Secure the perimeter," Jia ordered, and the hunters spread out, taking defensive positions around the arena's edge. Goku walked to the center, his reflection distorting in the black glass beneath his feet. "Anyone home?" he called out, his voice echoing through the empty structure. As if in response, the glass began to bubble and rise, forming humanoid shapes that solidified into obsidian warriors. Each carried weapons of the same black glass, their featureless faces reflecting the hunters like dark mirrors. "Glass constructs," one of the S ranks identified. "Similar to what you encountered with Reflector, but more solid." Goku nodded, dropping into a fighting stance. "Let's see how tough they are." The constructs attacked in perfect unison, their movements synchronized like a choreographed dance. The hunters met them head-on, magical abilities and enhanced physical attacks shattering the glass figures, only for them to reform seconds later. "They regenerate," Jia called out, blasting one apart with fire magic only to see it rebuild itself from the scattered shards. Goku frowned, analyzing the pattern. He destroyed 3 constructs with rapid punches, watching carefully as they reformed. "There's a delay in the regeneration," he noted. "About 3 seconds. Jin Woo, staying back from the main fighting as Goku had instructed, suddenly noticed something in his system interface. "Goku! I'm getting readings on these things," he called out. "They're drawing power from the other gate." "The connected gate?" Goku looked up, intrigued. "Can you tell me more?" Jin Woo concentrated on the strange information flowing through his new abilities. "The system says they're shadow glass soldiers created by something called the Architect of Mirrors. They're drawing power through a dimensional link." "That confirms the chairman's theory," Jia noted, joining them after dispatching another construct. "The gates are connected." Goku destroyed another wave of soldiers, buying them a moment to think. "Jin Woo, does your system say anything about how to permanently stop them?" Jin Woo closed his eyes, focusing on the interface only he could see. "It says, sever the link between realms." "Real helpful," Jia muttered. "How exactly do we do that?" Jin Woo shook his head, frustrated. "It doesn't say." Goku thought quickly as more constructs formed around them. "If they're drawing power from the other gate, we need to coordinate with Zhang Yin's team. They must be facing something similar." He tapped his communicator, but only static came through. "Communications are blocked," Jia confirmed. "Standard for high-ranked dungeons." "Then I'll have to go there myself," Goku decided. "Jia, you're in charge until I get back. Keep your team defensive, don't waste energy destroying these things when they just reform." "How will you get to the other gate?" she asked. "We can't exit a dungeon until it's cleared." Goku grinned. "Who said anything about using the exit?" He crouched slightly, his aura flaring around him. "Everyone stand back." With a shout of effort, Goku's power exploded outward, his hair flashing gold as he transformed into a super scion. The glass soldiers nearest to him shattered from the pressure alone. "Whoa," Jin Woo breathed, witnessing the transformation up close for the first time. Goku placed 2 fingers against his forehead, his expression concentrated. "I can sense Zhang Yin's energy in the other dungeon. Be right back." Before anyone could respond, Goku vanished, simply disappeared from sight, leaving the hunters staring in shock. "Did he just?" Jia began. "Teleport," Jin Woo finished, awe in his voice. He teleported. In the western gate, Zhang Yin's team was in dire straits. Unlike the glass soldiers in the eastern dungeon, they faced a single, devastating opponent, a colossal mirror dragon whose scales reflected and amplified every magical attack thrown at it. 3 hunters already lay dead, their bodies charred by their own reflected spells. The others fought defensively, trying to find a weakness in the creature's impenetrable hide. Jiangyan himself seemed oddly detached, his attacks half-hearted and his orders confused. A faint purple glow occasionally flickered in his eyes, gone so quickly the other hunters questioned if they'd seen it at all. Into this chaos, Goku appeared without warning, materializing directly in front of the dragon. His sudden arrival startled both the beast and the hunters. "Son Goku," one of them gasped. "How did you?" "No time to explain." Goku interrupted, assessing the situation quickly. His eyes narrowed when he spotted Jiangyan, the S-rank hunter's strange behavior immediately apparent to Goku's experienced senses. "Jiangyan. We need to coordinate our attacks on both gates." Jiangyan turned slowly, his movements unnaturally stiff. When he spoke, his voice carried an echo that didn't belong. "The anomaly arrives." As predicted. Goku tensed, recognizing that something was very wrong. "Who are you?" "You're not Jiangyan." A cold smile spread across Jiangyan's face, an expression completely foreign to the proud hunter's usual demeanor. "A vessel, temporarily occupied." Jiangyan resists admirably, but his pride makes him vulnerable to influence. The other hunters backed away, confusion and fear evident on their faces. Goku stepped forward, his golden aura blazing in the dimly lit dungeon. "Let him go," Goku demanded. "Whatever you are, fight me directly instead of hiding behind a puppet." Jiangyan laughed, the sound distorted and wrong. "Direct confrontation is premature, scion. This is merely reconnaissance." Behind them, the mirror dragon roared, lunging forward. Without looking, Goku thrust out a hand, releasing a ki blast that caught the creature in the throat. It reeled back, stunned by the power that, unlike mana, it couldn't reflect. "Your energy is fascinating," Jiangyan, or whatever controlled him, observed. "Neither mana nor magical. Pure life force, weaponized through will alone. You would make a superior vessel." "Not interested," Goku replied coldly. "Last chance, leave Jiangyan before I make you leave." The possessed hunter chuckled. "You misunderstand your position, visitor. This world operates by rules you have yet to comprehend. The system has architectures beyond your perception." At the mention of the system, Goku's interest sharpened. "You know about the system? Are you one of the architects Reflector mentioned?" Something like surprise flickered across Jiangyan's face. "You've encountered a boundary guardian? Interesting. They rarely reveal themselves to mortals." The purple glow in his eyes intensified. "Perhaps you are more significant than we realized." With a casual gesture, Jiangyan sent a wave of purple-tinged mana toward the mirror dragon. The creature absorbed the energy, its form growing larger and more menacing as cracks appeared in reality around it. "Your presence accelerates the timetable," the entity controlling Jiangyan continued. "The barriers between realms thin. Soon, the monarchs will walk this earth again." "Monarchs," Goku repeated, the term confirming Reflector's warnings. "What do they want with this world?" Jiangyan's smile widened unnaturally. "What monarchs always want, dominion. This world is but one battlefield in an ancient war." His gaze focused intently on Goku. "But you, Scion, you are an unknown variable. The question remains, will you be ally or obstacle?" The mirror dragon, now empowered by the mysterious energy, attacked again. This time, Goku didn't hold back. He countered with a barrage of precise strikes, each blow connecting with devastating force. The dragon's reflective scales cracked under the assault, unable to mirror physical attacks. "I protect the innocent," Goku declared, driving his fist through the dragon's chest. "If these monarchs threaten this world, they'll have to go through me." As the dragon collapsed, dissolving into particles, Jiangyan's possessed form applauded slowly. "Noble, but naive. You stand before forces that span dimensions, Scion. Gods in your world may be powerful, but they are bound by their domains. The monarchs answer to no such limitations." With a sudden movement, Jiangyan drew a concealed dagger and plunged it into his own hand. Blood welled from the wound, but instead of red, it shimmered with an oily purple luminescence. A gift, the entity said, as the blood formed strange symbols on the dungeon floor. Knowledge, freely given. The price has already been paid. Goku moved to stop whatever ritual was occurring, but an invisible barrier repelled him. The symbols began to glow brighter, burning themselves into the stone. What are you doing? Goku demanded, increasing his power to break through the barrier. Creating a bridge, the entity replied calmly. Your friend in the Eastern Gate, the one the system has chosen, he stands at a crossroads. The Shadow Sovereign's vessel, positioned to tip the balance. But with your interference, new possibilities emerge. The ritual completed, a pulse of energy shot from the symbols toward the Eastern Gate. Jiangyan collapsed to his knees, the purple glow fading from his eyes as the possessing entity departed. Goku. Jiangyan blinked in confusion, his voice normal again. What happened? The dragon, no time, Goku cut him off, placing a hand on Jiangyan's shoulder. I need to get back to the other gate. Your team should retreat, the dragon's defeated, but something worse might be coming. Retreat? Jiangyan looked offended despite his disorientation. We don't, but Goku had already vanished, using instant transmission to return to his team in the Eastern Gate. The scene Goku returned to was chaos. The glass soldiers had evolved, growing larger and more aggressive. The hunters fought desperately to hold them back, forming a protective circle around Jin Woo, who knelt at the center, his eyes closed in concentration. What's happening? Goku asked Ji-Ah as he materialized beside her. The E-rank, Jin Woo, he started convulsing after you left, she explained breathlessly, blasting a glass soldier that got too close. Then those system messages he told you about, they became visible to everyone. They're floating around him. Sure enough, glowing text hovered in the air around Jin Woo's kneeling form, dimensional interference critical, system calibration required, accept shadow extraction protocol override? Y/N, it's asking him to accept some kind of override, Ji-Ah continued. He's been frozen like that for minutes. Goku approached Jin Woo cautiously. As he neared, new text appeared, dimensional anomaly detected, key energy signature, classification unknown, warning, protocol compromised, Jin Woo, Goku called, kneeling beside his friend. Can you hear me? Jin Woo's eyes opened slowly, but they weren't his normal eyes. They glowed with a faint blue light, and when he spoke, his voice carried the same mechanical quality as the system notifications. Protocol activation imminent. Shadow extraction capabilities detected. Calibration required for dimensional anomaly integration. He's talking like the system, Ji-Ah observed, backing away slightly. What does it mean by shadow extraction? Before Goku could respond, a wave of purple energy crashed through the dungeon, the same energy from Jiangyan's ritual. It collided with Jin Woo, enveloping him in crackling power. Jin Woo screamed, a sound of pure agony as two forces seemed to battle within him. The system notifications flickered rapidly, foreign protocol detected, monarch influence attempting override, system integrity, 64% and falling, something's attacking the system through Jin Woo. Goku realized. He reached out, trying to disperse the purple energy with his ki, but it clung to Jin Woo like a living thing. What do we do? Ji-Ah asked, genuine fear in her voice for the first time since Goku had met her. Goku made a split-second decision. He powered up further, his Super Scion aura intensifying as he placed both hands on Jin Woo's shoulders. Jin Woo. Fight it. Whatever's happening, you need to take control. Jin Woo's eyes flickered between the mechanical blue glow and his natural color, the struggle visible on his face. I can't, too strong. Yes, you can. Goku insisted. The system chose you for a reason. Your will is stronger than you know. Around them, the glass soldiers suddenly froze in place, as if the dungeon itself held its breath. The system notifications continued to flash warnings, system integrity, 38%, shadow extraction protocol compromised, monarch influence, 62%, Goku concentrated, channeling his ki directly into Jinwoo, not to attack, but to support. I'm giving you some of my energy. Use it to push back. The effect was immediate and unexpected. Jinwoo's body absorbed Goku's ki like a sponge, and new notifications appeared, anomalous energy detected, ki integration protocol initiated, recalibrating. Jinwoo gasped, his back arching as power surged through him. The purple energy battled with Goku's golden ki, creating a swirling vortex of conflicting forces around the young hunter. What's happening to him? One of the S-rank hunters called out. I don't know. Goku admitted, maintaining his grip on Jinwoo despite the chaotic energies. But I'm not giving up on him. Suddenly, Jinwoo's eyes snapped open, normal again, but with a new determination burning in them. His voice was his own when he spoke, I accept the shadow extraction protocol. The system responded immediately, acknowledgement confirmed, dimensional anomaly integration, successful, shadow extraction protocol, active, monarch influence, neutralized, the purple energy dissipated with a final crackle of resistance. Jinwoo slumped forward, exhausted but conscious. Goku caught him, supporting his weight easily. You did it, Goku said, relief evident in his voice. Jinwoo nodded weakly. I saw everything. The system, the monarchs, the rulers. It was all clear for a moment. Around them, the glass soldiers began to move again, but differently. They turned toward Jinwoo, their featureless faces somehow conveying reverence. One by one, they knelt, weapons laid before them. What's happening now? Jia demanded, keeping her guard up despite the soldiers' apparent surrender. Jinwoo straightened, a new confidence in his bearing despite his exhaustion. They're acknowledging me as their master. He extended a hand, and new text appeared, shadow soldiers available for extraction, 27, proceed with extraction. Y/N, shadow soldiers. Goku questioned. I can make them mine, Jinwoo explained, wonder in his voice. The system gives me the power to extract defeated enemies as shadows under my command. That's incredible, Jia breathed, the implications dawning on her. No hunter has an ability like that. Jinwoo nodded to the notification. Yes. The glass soldiers dissolved into black particles that streamed into Jinwoo's extended hand, disappearing beneath his skin. With each absorption, his posture straightened further, strength visibly returning to his previously frail body. Shadow extraction complete, new skill acquired, shadow storage, level up. The dungeon trembled, the black glass floor cracking as the Colosseum began to collapse around them. The gate is closing. Jia warned. We need to get out. Goku nodded. Everyone gather around me. The hunters clustered close, and Goku teleported them outside using instant transmission. They materialized at the command center, where Chairman Go and his staff jumped back in surprise. Son Goku. How did you? Go began, but stopped when he saw Jinwoo. What happened to Son Jinwoo? Indeed, the transformation was striking. The previously frail E-rank hunter stood straighter, his muscles more defined, his eyes sharper and more confident. The system had changed him physically as well as magically. It's a long story, Goku replied, powering down from Super Saiyan. But the short version is that something called the system has chosen Jinwoo for a special role, and something else, these monarchs, tried to interfere. Go's expression grew grave. Zhongyun's team reported strange occurrences as well. He claims to have been possessed by an unknown entity. He was, Goku. Confirmed. Something used him to try to influence Jinwoo. I think we're dealing with powers far beyond normal gates and monsters. Before Go could respond, the ground shook violently. In the center of Seoul, where the twin gates had stood, a new crystalline structure was forming, larger than any gate recorded in history. Its surface pulsed with ominous energy, black veins running through the normally clear crystal. What is that? Go whispered, genuine fear in his voice. Goku's expression hardened. I think someone wants to talk to me. Ji-Ah checked her instruments, her face paling. Chairman, these readings, they're off the charts. This isn't an S-rank gate. It's something new entirely. Hunter Association alarms blared across the city. Emergency protocols activated as civilians were directed to evacuation shelters. International hunter organizations flooded the Korean Association with offers of assistance. Amidst the chaos, Choi Jong-in approached Goku, his face ashen but his eyes clear. The possession had left him shaken but determined. Son Goku, he said formally, pride set aside in the face of greater threats. Whatever controlled me, it feared you. I felt its concern when you confronted it. Goku nodded, appreciating the hunter's honesty. Did you see anything while it was using you? Any information about what we're facing? Jong-in closed his eyes, concentrating. Images, fragments. Beings of immense power. They called themselves monarchs, rulers of other dimensions. They've been watching our world for millennia, guiding its development through the gates. For what purpose? Chairman Go asked. War, Jong-in answered simply. They prepare for war against enemies they call the rulers. And now. He looked directly at Goku, your arrival has accelerated their timetable. All eyes turned to the massive gate forming in the distance. Goku stepped forward, his decision made before anyone could suggest alternatives. I'm going in there, he stated. Whatever's waiting wants to meet me specifically. I won't risk anyone else. You can't go alone, Jin Woo protested. My shadow extraction ability might be useful. And we still don't know if this is connected to the system that chose you, Goku countered. I need you safe, Jin Woo. Your role in this is just beginning, I think. Chairman Go nodded reluctantly. Son Goku is right. We'll establish a perimeter and prepare for any outcome, but he should make initial contact alone. Ji-Ah stepped forward. At least take communications equipment. We need to know what you find. Goku accepted the earpiece she offered. I'll report what I can, but don't expect these things to play by the rules. If this goes sideways, be ready to evacuate the city. With those ominous words, Goku took to the air, flying directly toward the massive gate. The hunters watched in silence, the fate of their world possibly hanging in the balance. The interior of the gate defied expectations. Instead of a dungeon or monster-filled landscape, Goku found himself floating in what appeared to be space, a vast, star-filled void with no visible floor or ceiling. The only structure was a floating platform of black marble directly ahead, where a single figure waited. Goku landed cautiously on the platform, studying the being before him. Humanoid in shape but clearly not human, the figure stood nearly 7 feet tall with skin that resembled polished obsidian. Golden lines traced patterns across its surface like circuitry, and its eyes glowed with the same purple energy that had possessed Jong-in. Son Goku, the being spoke, its voice resonating directly in Goku's mind. Scion warrior. God killer. Dimensional anomaly. You know me, Goku replied, remaining in his base form but ready to transform instantly if needed. But I don't know you. The being inclined its head slightly. I am Legia, sovereign of dimensional boundaries. Some call me a monarch, though that term is simplistic. You're the one who possessed Jong-in, Goku accused. A temporary arrangement, Legia confirmed without apology. I required information that could only be gathered through direct interface with this world's denizens. Why bring me here? Goku demanded, getting straight to the point. Legia gestured, and the space around them shifted. Suddenly they stood in what appeared to be a vast control room, with countless screens showing different worlds, different dimensions. Your arrival has created ripples across the multiverse, Scion. The tear that brought you here was no accident, it was a result of your power colliding with the god of destructions during your sparring session. Legia's tone carried a hint of amusement. Few beings possess energy signatures potent enough to breach dimensional barriers naturally. You are one. Beerus is another. Goku absorbed this information with a frown. So my fight with Beerus created a hole between dimensions? Precisely. Legia moved to one of the screens, showing a replay of Goku's arrival in Seoul. But the location of your emergence, this particular world, at this particular time, that was no coincidence. What do you mean? This world stands at a crossroads, Legia explained, gesturing to another screen showing Jin Woo during his system activation. The war between monarchs and rulers approaches its climax. The vessel of the Shadow Sovereign awakens. And now, you, a power outside our calculations, enter the equation. Goku crossed his arms. I don't like being part of someone else's equation. I make my own choices. Indeed. Legia's golden circuitry pulsed brighter. That is precisely what concerns us. Your power, combined with your unpredictability, represents a significant variable in a conflict millennia in the planning. The screens shifted again, showing massive battles across multiple worlds. Armies of monsters fought against hunters and other defenders. Behind them all, shadowy figures directed the chaos, monarchs and rulers pulling strings from the darkness. The gates, the monsters, the system, all part of a grand design, Legia continued. The rulers seek champions among humans, granting powers to those with potential, like your friend Sung Jin Woo. The monarchs cultivate armies from the shadows, preparing for the war to come. Balance has been maintained, the board set for the final game. And I messed up your game board, Goku concluded. You introduced chaos into order, Legia corrected. Your energy signature alone disrupts the system's calculations. Your interaction with the Shadow Sovereign's vessel has altered his development path. The ripples of your presence spread further each day. The space around them shifted again, returning to the floating platform in the void. Legia faced Goku directly. I brought you here to understand your intentions, Scion. Will you continue to interfere in matters beyond your comprehension, or can we reach an accommodation? Goku's expression hardened. If by accommodation you mean standing aside while your monarchs use this world as a battlefield, that's not happening. I've seen enough to know the people here don't deserve to be pawns in your war. Noble, Legia observed, but short-sighted. This conflict spans dimensions and ages. The fate of countless worlds hangs in the balance. Then explain it to me, Goku challenged. Make me understand why innocent people should suffer for your ancient grudges. Legia studied Goku for a long moment before responding. Very well. A demonstration, then. With a gesture, Legia transported them to what appeared to be another world entirely. They stood on a mountain overlooking a ruined city, the sky above boiling with unnatural storms. Giant creatures roamed the devastation below, hunting the few humans that remained. This was once like the world you now protect, Legia explained. A civilization of billions. The rulers claimed it as their testing ground, empowering chosen vessels to fight the monarch's forces. But when their experiment failed, they abandoned it to its fate. The rulers did this? Goku asked, horror evident in his voice. The rulers and monarchs both, Legia clarified. Two sides of the same conflict, caring nothing for the worlds caught between them. This fate awaits countless dimensions unless balance is restored. They shifted again, this time to a pristine world of incredible beauty, floating cities and advanced technology blending seamlessly with natural wonders. And this, Legia continued, is a world where the monarchs achieved total victory. Their order imposed, their will supreme. Peace through subjugation. Goku's eyes narrowed as he spotted humans in this world, moving with the mechanical precision of automation, their expressions vacant. This isn't peace, he objected. These people have no freedom. Freedom is chaos, Legia replied simply. Order requires control. They returned to the platform one final time. Legia's expression remained unreadable, but the intensity of its glowing eyes increased. Now you glimpse the stakes, scion. Neither rulers nor monarchs offer salvation as humans would understand it. Yet one side must prevail for the multiverse to stabilize. Or maybe there's another way, Goku suggested, his mind racing with possibilities. In my world, we've faced seemingly impossible conflicts before. We've found solutions beyond pick the lesser evil. Legia tilted its head, genuine curiosity in the gesture. Fascinating. You truly believe a third path exists? I don't know, Goku admitted honestly. But I'm not going to help either side destroy worlds or enslave people. If your monarchs come for this world, they'll have to go through me first. And if the ruler's champions stand against you? If Sung Jin-woo, guided by the system, becomes your enemy? Goku shook his head firmly. Jin-woo isn't just a puppet for the system. He makes his own choices, just like I do. Whatever these rulers or monarchs planned, they didn't count on free will. For the first time, Legia's composure showed a crack, a flicker of uncertainty. You speak of concepts beyond your understanding, scion. The system, the Shadow Sovereign's power, the grand design, these are architectures of reality itself. Maybe, Goku conceded. But I've fought gods and universe destroyers. I've died and come back. I've reached levels of power that were supposed to be impossible. Don't tell me what I can't understand or accomplish. His aura flared with the statement, not hostile but demonstrative, a reminder of the power contained within his seemingly ordinary form. Legia observed the display without comment, its circuitry patterns shifting in complex sequences. Finally, it spoke again. Your conviction is unexpected. Perhaps there is merit in observing how your presence continues to affect the balance. That's not an answer, Goku pressed. What do you and the other monarchs want with this world? What we want is irrelevant, Legia replied. What must be is what matters. The Shadow Sovereign must rise. The armies must gather. The final war must commence. Must, Goku repeated sarcastically. You sound like every villain I've ever met who thought they knew the only path forward. Legia's eyes flashed brighter. Careful, scion. I have shown patience because your power warrants respect, but do not mistake patience for weakness. And don't mistake my friendliness for lack of resolve, Goku countered, his expression suddenly serious. I protect the innocent. That's non-negotiable. They stood at an impasse, two immensely powerful beings with fundamentally opposed perspectives. The space around them seemed to vibrate with tension. Finally, Legia made a dismissive gesture. This exchange has provided valuable data. Your anomalous nature continues to intrigue. We will watch your interference with great interest, Son Goku. The platform beneath them began to dissolve. Legia remained solid while Goku felt himself being pulled back toward the gate entrance. Tell your monarch something for me, Goku called out as the distance between them grew. If they want this world, they'll find me waiting. And I won't be alone. Legia's final words echoed as the dimensional space collapsed around Goku, neither will we, scion. Neither will we. Goku emerged from the gate to find Soul in darkness, night having fallen during his conversation with Legia. The massive crystalline structure began to shrink behind him, folding in on itself until it vanished entirely. Chairman Go and a contingent of hunters waited at the perimeter, tension evident in their postures. Jin-woo stood among them, his new confidence visible even from a distance. Goku. Jia called out as he landed. What happened? Your communications went dead as soon as you entered. I met one of them, Goku explained grimly. A monarch called Legia. He's something like their diplomat or scout. Chairman Go stepped forward. What did this monarch want? Information, mostly, Goku said. He wanted to understand why I'm interfering in their plans for this world. And what exactly are those plans? Jiangyan asked, having joined the group during Goku's absence. Goku's expression darkened. War. This world is just one battlefield in a conflict that spans dimensions. The monarchs and their enemies, the rulers, have been setting up their pieces for centuries, the gates, the system, all of it leading to some final confrontation. The hunters exchanged worried glances. Go's face grew more troubled with each word. Did this Legia threaten immediate action? He asked carefully. No, Goku admitted. It was more like a warning. A stay out of our business kind of message. But he showed me worlds they've already destroyed or conquered. They won't stop unless someone stops them. Jinwoo stepped forward. And the system? Did he explain how that fits in? The system is a tool of the rulers, the monarch's enemies, Goku explained. They grant power to chosen humans to fight against the monarch's forces. You're one of those chosen, Jinwoo. Instead of looking alarmed, Jinwoo nodded thoughtfully. That explains the shadow extraction ability. The system is preparing me to fight these monarchs. But neither side cares about humanity, Goku continued. They're just using this world and its people as pawns. The winners won't save anyone, they'll just impose their own kind of control. Chairman Go looked older than Goku had ever seen him, the weight of this revelation evident in his bearing. What options do we have against beings who control dimensions? Goku's determined expression didn't waver. We fight. We prepare. And we find a third option beyond what either side wants. How? Zhang demanded. If what you say is true, we're facing powers beyond anything hunters were designed to combat. That's where I come in, Goku said with unexpected confidence. In my world, we've faced threats like this before. Gods, destroyers, universal conquerors, and we've found ways to win. He turned to Jinwoo. The system chose you for a reason. Whatever power it's offering, learn to control it completely, make it yours instead of letting it control you. Jinwoo nodded firmly. I will. To the other hunters, Goku continued, keep clearing gates, protecting people. But also start training differently, not just with mana, but with physical techniques that can't be reflected or absorbed. I can help with that. And you? Chairman Go asked. What will you do? Goku's expression shifted to one the hunters had rarely seen, the look of a warrior preparing for battle, all casual friendliness replaced by focused determination. I'm going to find a way to contact my world, he declared. If the barriers between dimensions are weakening like Legia said, there might be a way to create a controlled opening. My friends have faced world-ending threats. Before, their knowledge could be crucial. He looked up at the night sky, where stars twinkled innocently above a city unaware of the cosmic drama unfolding around it. And I'm going to keep learning about these monarchs and rulers. Knowledge is power, something my friend Bulma always reminds me. The more we understand our enemy, the better our chances. As the group dispersed to begin implementing Goku's suggestions, Jinwoo remained behind, a new notification floating before his eyes that only he could see. Special quest alert, the dimensional visitor has altered your path, new potential detected, quest, harmonize key and shadow extraction capabilities, reward, enhanced shadow abilities, access to dimensional pocket, accept. Y/N, Goku, Jinwoo called out, the system is offering me something new, a quest to combine my shadow powers with key techniques like yours. Goku's eyes widened with interest. Really? That's amazing. The system is adapting to my presence here. It calls it harmonizing key and shadow extraction, Jinwoo continued. I think it's trying to create something new, a hybrid power that works with both our abilities. That could be exactly what we need, Goku realized. Something neither the monarchs nor rulers have seen before, a new path forward. Jinwoo pressed the floating Y without hesitation. Quest accepted, training protocol initiated, seek guidance from the dimensional visitor, looks like you're stuck with me as your student, Jinwoo said with a small smile. Goku grinned back, genuine excitement breaking through his serious demeanor. Perfect. We'll start tomorrow. If we can create a new type of power by combining our abilities, we might just surprise these monarchs when they make their move. As they walked back toward the association headquarters, Nita noticed the faint shimmer in the air above Seoul, a tear so small it was barely visible, through which distant eyes watched with growing interest. Across dimensions, in a world of endless fighting and martial arts mastery, a blue-skinned angel named Whis observed the fluctuation with raised eyebrows. Most interesting, he murmured to himself. It seems Goku-san has found himself another adventure. Perhaps we should inform Lord Beerus that his sparring partner isn't quite as lost as we thought. Chapter 3, Worlds Collide, Focus on your center. Feel the energy building there, then guide it, don't force it, Goku instructed, sitting cross-legged across from Jinwoo in the Hunter Association's special training facility. 3 weeks had passed since their encounter with Legia. Each day, Goku had divided his time between helping clear increasingly dangerous gates and training Jinwoo to harmonize Ki with his shadow abilities. The progress was promising but challenging, two fundamentally different energy systems trying to work together. I feel it, Jinwoo said, his eyes closed in concentration. A faint purple-black aura surrounded him, shot through with threads of golden Ki, the result of Goku's energy that had been absorbed during the system's calibration. But when I try to direct it toward the shadows. The small shadow soldiers Jinwoo had summoned for practice flickered unstably, their forms distorting as conflicting energies passed through them. You're still thinking of them as separate powers, Goku observed. Shadow and Ki. Try seeing them as one unified energy with different aspects, like water that can be both ice and steam. Jinwoo nodded, beads of sweat forming on his forehead as he adjusted his approach. The shadows stabilized slightly, their forms becoming more solid as golden Ki strengthened their structures. That's it. Goku encouraged. Now try the extraction technique we practiced. With a swift motion, Jinwoo extended his hand toward a training dummy. Shadow tendrils shot forth, but now they carried a golden glow at their core. When they connected with the target, they didn't just envelop it as usual, they seemed to analyze it, breaking down its structure before converting it to shadow energy. New skill created, Ki-enhanced shadow extraction, extraction efficiency increased by 47%, shadow soldiers created with this method will possess enhanced physical capabilities, Jinwoo grinned as he read the floating notification. It worked. The system recognized the new technique. Goku clapped his hands together excitedly. Awesome. Let's see what these enhanced shadows can do. Jinwoo commanded his newly created shadow soldier to attack another training dummy. The shadow moved with significantly greater speed and precision than previous versions, its strike shattering the reinforced dummy that had been designed to withstand A-rank hunter attacks. Whoa! Goku's eyes widened. That's a huge improvement. Jinwoo nodded, unable to hide his satisfaction. The Ki reinforcement makes them stronger, faster, and more durable. And look, he held out his hand, showing Goku a notification only he could see, Shadow Soldier status, Night, Ki integration, 22%, special ability unlocked, energy resistance, shadows can now withstand magical energy attacks without dissipating, that's exactly what we need against the monarchs, Goku said. Monsters that can resist magical attacks will be crucial when they make their move. Their training session was interrupted by Min Jia, who entered the facility with an urgent expression. Goku, Jinwoo, Chairman Go needs you immediately. Something's happening. The monarchs? Goku asked, instantly alert. No, Jia replied, her voice tense. The association's sensors detected dimensional fluctuations near where you first appeared. It's different from gate energy. Goku and Jinwoo exchanged meaningful glances. Could be from my world, Goku suggested, hope evident in his voice. Or a trap, Jinwoo cautioned. Legia knows your desire to get home. Only one way to find out. Goku bounced to his feet, energy and excitement radiating from him despite the potential danger. In the association's command center, Chairman Go stood before a wall of monitors displaying real-time data from throughout Seoul. One screen showed a park, the exact location where Goku had first emerged 3 months earlier, now cordoned off as strange energy readings spiked off the charts. Son Goku, Go greeted them, his expression grave. The anomaly began approximately 30 minutes ago. It matches no known gate signature, but bears similarities to the energy recorded during your arrival. Goku studied the readings, surprisingly analytical for someone who usually relied on instinct. These patterns, they remind me of Whis' staff when he creates transportation portals. Whis? Zhang questioned from his position near the monitors. The S-rank hunter had become more cooperative since his possession experience, working closely with Goku despite their earlier rivalry. My teacher, Goku explained. An angel who serves the god of destruction. If these readings are similar to his energy signature, someone from your world might be trying to reach you, Jin Woo finished the thought. Chairman Go frowned. Or the monarchs are using your energy signature as bait for a trap. Either way, I need to check it out, Goku decided. If it's my friends, they might have found a way to bring me home. If it's a trap, he cracked his knuckles with a confident smile, I can handle it. Not alone, Jin Woo insisted. My shadows can scout ahead with minimal risk. And I'll coordinate a hunter team for backup, Zhang added, surprising everyone with his support. We've been preparing for monarch contact for weeks. This could be it. Chairman Go nodded thoughtfully. Approved. But exercise extreme caution. If this is indeed contact from Son Goku's world, we want peaceful relations. If it's a monarch trap, we need coordinated defense. Within minutes, an operation was assembled. Jin Woo, his powers significantly enhanced through training with Goku, would lead a Shadow Scout team. Goku would approach the anomaly directly while Zhang commanded a perimeter of S and A rank hunters equipped with specially designed weapons based on Goku's key techniques, physical attacks enhanced with focused mana that wouldn't be easily reflected or absorbed. As they prepared to move out, Jia approached Goku with an unexpected question. If it is your people, will you leave immediately? The question caught Goku off guard. He'd been so focused on the immediate challenges that he hadn't fully considered what returning home would mean. Over the past months, he'd built connections in this world, friendships, responsibilities, and a growing concern for its fate. I don't know, he admitted honestly. This world faces a threat that might be beyond its hunters. But my family and friends are waiting in my world. Jia nodded, understanding the conflict. Whatever you decide, know that you've changed things here for the better. Not just by fighting, but by showing us new ways to use our abilities. Goku smiled appreciatively before turning to the assembled team. Let's move out. The park where Goku had first arrived now pulsed with strange energies. The air itself seemed to waver and distort, colors shifting unnaturally as the dimensional fabric stretched thin. A perimeter of hunter barriers contained the phenomenon, preventing civilians from getting too close. Jin Woo sent his shadows ahead, their enhanced forms gliding silently through the distorted space. Through his connection with them, he could perceive the anomaly from multiple angles simultaneously. The distortion is strongest at the center, he reported to Goku, who stood ready at the perimeter. It's forming a pattern, almost like a door. Goku nodded, his experienced eyes recognizing the energy signature more clearly now that he was closer. That's definitely similar to how Whis travels between worlds. Someone's trying to create a stable portal. Zhang, monitoring the situation from a tactical position, suddenly spoke through their communication devices. Energy spike. Something's coming through. The distortion intensified, colors swirling into a vortex at the center of the park. Space itself seemed to tear open, creating an aperture through which a brilliant light shone. From within that light emerged a tall, blue-skinned figure carrying an elaborate staff, his white hair styled in an upswept manner that defied gravity almost as much as Goku's did. Whis! Goku exclaimed, joy and relief evident in his voice. The angel stepped gracefully from the portal, looking completely unruffled by the interdimensional journey. He spotted Goku immediately and smiled. "Ah, Goku-san. There you are. You've caused quite a stir, disappearing mid-spar with Lord Beerus." He was most displeased, thought you were trying to escape before he could properly defeat you. "It wasn't exactly my choice," Goku replied with a laugh, approaching his teacher without hesitation despite the warnings from the hunter team. Whis looked around with polite interest, taking in the unfamiliar world and the tense hunters surrounding them. My. You seem to have landed in quite an interesting dimension. The energy here has a unique flavor, not quite like our universe at all. How did you find me?" Goku asked. "It wasn't easy," Whis admitted, tapping his staff lightly on the ground. "Interdimensional travel beyond our designated universes isn't something even angels do regularly. But when we detected fluctuations in the barrier between realities, all carrying your rather distinctive energy signature, I was able to triangulate your location." Jin Woo approached cautiously, his shadows remaining alert around the perimeter. "Goku, is this really your teacher?" "Yep. This is Whis," Goku confirmed cheerfully. "One of the strongest beings in my universe." Whis bowed slightly, ever polite. "A pleasure to meet Goku-san's new friends. I assume from your defensive posture that this world faces some kind of threat." Before anyone could respond, the dimensional portal behind was pulsed violently, expanding beyond its initial parameters. The angel turned, frowning. "That's not supposed to happen. The pathway should be stable." From within the expanded portal emerged a new figure, humanoid but radiating malevolent energy. Its body appeared formed of obsidian glass with golden circuitry patterns similar to Ligia's, but where the diplomatic monarch had maintained a neutral presence, this being exuded hostile intent. "Sovereign of boundaries," the newcomer addressed Whis directly, its voice echoing with unnatural harmonics. "You trespass in domains beyond your jurisdiction." Whis raised an eyebrow, unimpressed by the accusation. "I'm merely retrieving a misplaced student. No need for territoriality." Goku stepped forward, placing himself between Whis and the new arrival. "You're with Ligia. Another monarch?" "I am Shatter, sovereign of reflections," the being announced. "Unlike my diplomatic brother, I see no value in discussion with dimensional anomalies. Your presence disrupts the grand design. It ends now." Without further warning, Shatter attacked, sending shards of obsidian glass racing toward both Goku and Whis. Goku transformed instantly into Super Scion, deflecting the projectiles aimed at him while Whis simply tapped his staff, creating a barrier that disintegrated the shards before they reached him. "How rude," Whis commented mildly. "Is this typical of the hospitality in this dimension, Goku-san?" "Unfortunately, yeah," Goku replied, settling into a fighting stance. "The monarchs don't take kindly to unexpected variables in their plans." Shatter's form shifted, growing larger as reflective surfaces throughout the park shattered, their fragments racing to join the monarch's body. "Your teacher's arrival compounds the interference. Two foreign entities of significant power, the balance shifts too drastically." Zhongyin's voice came urgently through the communicators. "All hunter teams, defensive positions. Civilian evacuation is priority 1. Jin Woo summoned his full complement of shadows, the key-enhanced soldiers forming a protective barrier around the perimeter where hunters were guiding civilians away from the battle zone. Whis observed the situation with analytical calm. "Interesting. This being exists partially outside normal spacetime, similar to the gods of destruction but fundamentally different in composition. Can you help us fight it?" Goku asked, dodging another volley of glass projectiles. "Ordinarily, I wouldn't interfere in the affairs of other dimensions," Whis replied thoughtfully. "But since this creature seems determined to prevent our departure, I suppose a small demonstration is warranted." With that understatement, Whis tapped his staff once on the ground. The effect was immediate and astonishing. Shatter's movement slowed to a crawl, as if the monarch was suddenly moving through thick syrup. "Time manipulation," Jin Woo breathed, recognizing the technique from his system knowledge. "He's controlling time itself." Just a localized temporal adjustment, Whis clarified modestly. It won't hold a being of this nature for long, but it should give us a moment to strategize. Goku didn't waste the opportunity. Jin Woo. Can your shadows extract this thing like they did with the glass soldiers? Jin Woo shook his head. I can try, but it's far more powerful than anything I've extracted before. If it resists, the backlash could be dangerous. We need to drive it back through the portal, Goku decided. Whis, can you maintain the gateway while we push it back? I can, Whis confirmed, but it seems determined to close this dimensional passage permanently. Its energy signature suggests it has authority over dimensional boundaries in this reality. As if on cue, Shatter began to break free from the temporal effect, its form distorting as it accelerated back to normal speed. Enough, it roared, the sound reverberating across multiple frequencies simultaneously. Your intrusion ends now, Sovereign of Time. Shatter thrust both arms toward the portal, sending waves of energy that began to collapse the dimensional opening. Whis countered by channeling power through his staff, stabilizing the gateway but clearly exerting more effort than before. This is becoming troublesome, Whis noted, his usual nonchalance slightly strained. The creature has significant control over dimensional fabric in this realm. Goku powered up further, his golden aura intensifying as he ascended to Super Saiyan 2. Then we take the fight away from the portal. He launched himself at Shatter, moving so fast that afterimages trailed behind him. His fist connected with the monarch's chest, the impact sending shockwaves through the park and driving Shatter back several hundred meters. Instead of pursuing, Goku turned to Jin Woo. I need your help. Use your extraction on its projectiles. Understanding dawned on Jin Woo's face. If I can extract the glass shards, I might gain insight into its composition. As Shadow recovered and unleashed another barrage of obsidian projectiles, Jin Woo extended his hand, activating his ki-enhanced shadow extraction. The glass shards nearest to him slowed, then dissolved into shadow particles that flowed into his palm. New system notifications appeared before his eyes, foreign entity fragment extracted, analyzing monarch composition, shadow extraction partially successful, new ability unlocked, dimensional anchor, it worked. Jin Woo called out. I can create a shadow that can anchor dimensional spaces. Whis, still maintaining the portal, looked impressed. How fascinating. This young man's abilities seemed designed specifically to counter interdimensional entities. Before they could capitalize on this discovery, Shadow returned with renewed fury. The monarch's form had evolved, becoming more fluid and reflective, mirroring the abilities of those around it, flashes of Goku's aura, Jin Woo's shadows, and even echoes of Whis' time manipulation. Your resistance only delays the inevitable, Shadow proclaimed. This world is claimed. The war approaches its culmination. Outsiders will not interfere. The monarch struck the ground, sending a wave of transformative energy across the park. The earth itself became reflective glass, buildings warped into mirrored versions of themselves, and reality seemed to fold inward, creating a pocket dimension within the normal world. It's creating its own battleground, Jonyan reported through static-filled communications. We're being cut off from the rest of the city. Indeed, a dome of distorted space now enclosed the park and surrounding blocks, separating the battle from Seoul proper. Within this space, Shatter's power increased dramatically, reflective surfaces multiplying its attacks from every angle. Goku grimaced as a reflected energy blast caught him from behind, sending him crashing through a glass-transformed tree. This is getting annoying. He powered up further, ascending to Super Saiyan God. His hair and aura shifted to divine crimson as God Ki flowed through his body. The transformation sent ripples through Shatter's domain, cracks appearing in the reflective surfaces as divine energy conflicted with the monarch's control. Your divine Ki, Whis noted with interest, it disrupts this creature's hold on local spacetime. Most interesting. Jin Woo, watching Goku's transformation, suddenly received a new system notification, divine energy detected, system parameters expanding, new protocol available, Shadow Sovereign's authority, Goku. Jin Woo called out. Your god form is affecting the system. It's offering me something called Shadow Sovereign's authority. Whatever it is, use it. Goku replied, dodging multiple attacks while trying to close the distance to shatter again. Jinwoo accepted the protocol, and his body was immediately engulfed in shadow energy unlike anything he'd experienced before. Dark purple flames mixed with golden ki erupted around him as the system's voice, audible to everyone for the first time, announced, Shadow Sovereign's authority activated, temporary access granted, ruler's power, warning, unauthorized activation. Limited duration, 10 minutes, when the shadows cleared, Jinwoo stood transformed. His normally slight frame had filled out with densely packed muscle, his eyes glowed with purple gold light, and a crown of shadow energy hovered above his head. When he spoke, his voice carried the weight of ancient power. I understand now, he said, looking at his hands as if seeing them for the first time. The Shadow Sovereign wasn't just a title. It's one of the rulers, the monarch's enemies. Shadow recoiled, genuine alarm in its posture. Impossible. The vessel is not ready. The awakening was scheduled for, your timetable has changed, Jinwoo interrupted, extending a hand toward the glass domain surrounding them. At his command, the reflective surfaces began to crack, shadow energy seeping into the fissures and corrupting Shatter's control. The shadows in this world answer to me, Jinwoo declared. Even yours. Whis observed with scholarly interest. My. It seems this dimension has quite the power structure in place. Goku-san, you certainly found yourself in the middle of something fascinating. Goku grinned despite the dire situation. It's what I do. With Jinwoo systematically dismantling the reflective domain and Goku keeping Shatter occupied with god-level attacks, the tide of battle shifted dramatically. The monarch found itself fighting on two fronts, against Goku's overwhelming physical power and Jinwoo's direct subversion of its dimensional abilities. Shatter's form began to destabilize, portions of its obsidian body cracking to reveal a swirling vortex of dimensional energy within. This changes nothing, it declared, though its confidence sounded hollow. The monarchs still come. The rulers still manipulate. Your interference only accelerates the inevitable. Maybe, Goku acknowledged, landing a powerful blow that shattered Shatter's right arm into glittering fragments. But we get to choose how we face that inevitable. That's what you monarchs don't understand about humans, and scions. We make our own fate. Jinwoo, channeling the Shadow Sovereign's power, thrust both hands forward. Shadow extraction, dimensional anchor. Tendrils of shadow, reinforced with golden ki and now enhanced with the ruler's authority, shot toward Shatter. They bypassed the monarch's outer form, targeting the dimensional energy core within. Where they connected, they began to stabilize the chaotic energy, forcing it into a controlled pattern. What are you doing? Shatter demanded, its voice distorting as its powers were constrained. This technique is unknown. That's the point, Jinwoo replied, strain evident in his voice despite his enhanced state. Goku and I created something new, something outside your grand design. Whis, still maintaining the portal with one hand, pointed his staff toward the anchored monarch with the other. If I may add a small contribution to this excellent teamwork. A beam of light shot from the angel's staff, striking Shatter's core. The light didn't damage the monarch, instead, it created a controlled temporal field that synchronized with Jinwoo's dimensional anchor. There, Whis said with satisfaction. That should stabilize the dimensional frequencies and prevent any unwanted collapse when we send this rude entity back where it belongs. Goku understood the opportunity immediately. He flew back several dozen meters, then charged forward at full speed, his god ki concentrated into his fist. This ends now. His punch connected with devastating force, striking the temporally locked, dimensionally anchored monarch directly in its core. The impact sent Shatter hurtling backward, directly toward the portal Whis had maintained. No, the monarch raged as it was inexorably pulled into the dimensional gateway. You disrupt everything. The consequences, its final words were cut off as it passed through the portal, which was immediately reconfigured with a twirl of his staff. There. I've redirected that unpleasant entity to a pocket dimension between realities. It won't trouble anyone for quite some time. Jin Wu's enhanced form began to fade, the temporary authority granted by the system reaching its time limit. He stumbled, exhausted but triumphant, as the reflective domain around them collapsed, returning the park and surrounding blocks to normal reality. Hunters rushed in as communications were restored, Zhangyan leading the response teams to secure the area and check for civilian casualties. Remarkably, there were none. The dimensional pocket had separated the battle from the city proper, containing the destruction. Goku powered down from his divine form, returning to his base state as he approached Whis and Jin Wu. That was some impressive teamwork. Jin Wu, that new ability was amazing. Jin Wu nodded, still processing what had happened. The system gave me temporary access to the full Shadow Sovereign powers. I saw everything. The rulers, the monarchs, the war across dimensions. It's bigger than we imagined, Goku. Always is, Goku replied with unexpected wisdom. The bigger the threat, the more important it is to have friends you can count on. Whis cleared his throat politely. Speaking of friends, Lord Beerus is waiting rather impatiently for your return, Goku-san. I can only maintain this dimensional corridor for another hour before cosmic regulations force its closure. The statement landed heavily in the moment of victory. Jin Wu looked at Goku, understanding the choice his friend now faced. You can go home, he said simply. Goku stared at the portal, emotions warring on his normally carefree face. My family, my friends, they must be worried. They are, Whis confirmed. Though time flows differently between dimensions, so it's been only a few weeks in our world. Zhangyan approached, his hunter team securing the area behind him. For once, his expression wasn't cold or proud, it held genuine respect as he addressed Goku. The association can't force you to stay, he said. You've done more for our world in 3 months than most do in a lifetime. If you need to return home, we understand. Chairman Go arrived, leaning heavily on his cane. Son Goku. The choice is yours, but know this, if you choose to stay and help us face what's coming, the Hunter Association will provide every resource at our disposal. Goku looked between the portal home and the people he'd come to know in this strange world. Jin Wu, his dedicated student whose potential was just beginning to unfold. Zhang Yin, the proud hunter who had finally accepted him as an ally. Chairman Go, who had trusted him despite his outlandish origins. And beyond them, an entire world unknowingly facing an interdimensional war. Whis, Goku said finally, tell my family I'm okay. Tell them I found people who need my help against a threat they can't face alone. Tell Vegeta. He smiled, tell him to keep training because I'm getting stronger here too. Whis raised an eyebrow. You're choosing to stay. Lord Beerus will be quite put out. Not forever, Goku clarified. Just until we've dealt with the monarchs. This world is facing its own tournament of power, in a way. I can't walk away knowing what's coming. The angel studied Goku for a long moment, then nodded with a knowing smile. I suspected as much. Your sense of duty has always rivaled your love of battle, Goku-san, despite what others might think. He tapped his staff thoughtfully. Perhaps there's a compromise. Now that I've established this dimensional coordinate, creating a temporary passage between worlds will be easier in the future. I could, theoretically, return in 1 month's time to check on your progress. Goku's face lit up. You could. That would be perfect. Maybe bring some senzu beans next time. I'll see what can be arranged, Whis agreed. And perhaps Lord Beerus might find this interdimensional conflict entertaining enough to visit himself. The casual mention of the god of destruction potentially visiting sent visible waves of anxiety through the hunters who understood what that meant. Chairman Go stepped forward quickly. We would, of course, welcome any assistance that wouldn't involve planetary destruction. Whis chuckled. I'll be sure to explain the delicacy of the situation to him. In the meantime, Goku-san, do try to avoid completely upending this world's power balance. You have a talent for causing cosmic-level disruptions. I'll do my best, Goku promised, though his idea of best in this regard wasn't particularly reassuring. With a final nod, Whis stepped back toward the portal. 1 month, then. Do try to have some interesting developments to report. Lord Beerus does hate to be bored. The angel vanished through the dimensional gateway, which spiraled closed behind him, leaving the park eerily normal in the aftermath of such an extraordinary confrontation. Jinwoo approached Goku, still processing the scion's decision. You're staying. Even though you could go home. For now, Goku confirmed. There's work to do here. Training to complete. Monarchs to fight. He grinned, his natural enthusiasm returning. Besides, I can't leave before seeing what you become with the full Shadow Sovereign powers. Jiangyan, overhearing this, frowned. The system granted him access to these ruler abilities temporarily. What happens when it offers them permanently? That's what we need to find out, Goku replied. The monarchs, the rulers, they're both using this world for their war. We need to understand both sides before we can find a better path forward. Chairman Go nodded thoughtfully. Then we continue our preparations. With what we've learned today, we can better understand what we're facing. As the cleanup began around them, Jinwoo received another system notification, Special Quest Update, Shadow Sovereign Ascension Path Modified, New Objective, Achieve Key Shadow Harmony, Ultimate Reward, Independent Authority. Note, Dimensional Visitors Continued Presence Required. The system is adapting its plans for me, Jinwoo told Goku, showing him the message. It wants me to continue developing this hybrid power we've created. Goku nodded, unsurprised. The system, the rulers, they're pragmatic. If our new approach works against the monarchs, they'll support it, even if it wasn't part of their original design. As they walked back toward the association headquarters, Jiangyan fell into step beside them. 1 month until your teacher returns. What do we do until then? Goku's expression turned uncharacteristically strategic. We prepare. I teach more hunters to use key principles with their mana. Jinwoo develops his shadow army with our new techniques. And we find out everything we can about these monarchs, their strengths, their weaknesses, and most importantly, what they want with this world. And if they attack before we're ready? Jiangyan pressed. Goku's confident smile returned. Then we give them a fight they won't forget. 2 weeks later, Goku stood atop Seoul Tower, looking out over the city that had become his temporary home. Lights twinkled below as night fell, the bustling metropolis continuing its normal rhythms despite the interdimensional drama unfolding in its midst. He sensed Jinwoo's approach before he saw him. The young hunter's energy signature had grown remarkably distinct as his powers developed. Thought I'd find you here, Jinwoo said, joining him at the railing. Chairman Go was looking for you. The International Hunter Conference is tomorrow. Goku groaned. More speeches and politics. Necessary speeches and politics, Jinwoo corrected with a smile. The Chinese and American associations are finally willing to cooperate on the monarch threat. Your demonstration last week convinced them. All I did was show them how key techniques could enhance their hunters' abilities, Goku shrugged. You shattered their training facility with 1 finger, Jinwoo reminded him. That tends to make an impression. They stood in comfortable silence for a moment, watching the city below. Jinwoo had changed dramatically in the months since Goku's arrival, no longer the frail E-rank hunter barely surviving each dungeon. Now he stood confidently, his body strengthened both by the system and Goku's training, his shadow powers growing daily. I've been thinking about what Shatter said, Jinwoo finally spoke. About me being at the vessel for the Shadow Sovereign. Goku nodded. The rulers chose you to hold their power. But why me? Jinwoo pressed. I was the weakest hunter in Korea. It doesn't make strategic sense. Maybe that's exactly why, Goku suggested. The weak hunter with the strongest heart. I've seen it before, the greatest potential often hides in unlikely places. Jinwoo considered this. The system is pushing me toward full awakening as the Shadow Sovereign, one of the rulers. But after seeing what happened to Zhang when the monarch possessed him, I'm concerned about maintaining my identity, my free will. That's what makes our approach different, Goku replied. By combining key techniques with your shadow powers, you're creating a hybrid ability that's uniquely yours, not just channeling some ancient being's power. You're becoming something new. Before Jinwoo could respond, their conversation was interrupted by a tremor that shook the tower. Then another, stronger than the first. Earthquake. Jinwoo wondered, gripping the railing. Goku's expression turned serious. No. Something worse. He pointed toward the horizon, where massive crystalline structures were erupting from the ground throughout the city, not one gate or two, but dozens simultaneously, each pulsing with ominous energy. Their communication devices activated with emergency protocols, Chairman Go's voice cutting through with urgency, all hunters mobilize immediately. Multiple S-rank gates opening throughout the city. This is not a drill. Jinwoo's system interface flashed with critical warnings, emergency alert, monarch incursion detected, Shadow Sovereign awakening required, final trial initiated. Goku and Jinwoo exchanged determined glances. The moment they'd been preparing for had arrived sooner than expected. Looks like the monarchs got tired of waiting, Goku observed, his casual tone belied by the steel in his eyes. Ready to show them what we've been working on? Jinwoo nodded, shadows already gathering around him as his army began to materialize. I was born ready. Goku grinned, his hair flashing gold as he transformed. Then let's go welcome our guests. Together they leapt from the tower, racing toward the nearest gate eruption, the first responders in a battle that would determine the fate of not just this world, but potentially countless dimensions caught in the crossfire between monarchs and rulers. As they flew through the night sky, Jinwoo glanced at Goku, this strange visitor from another dimension who had chosen to stay and fight for a world not his own. Thank you, he said simply. For staying. Goku's response was equally simple, but filled with the determination that defined him across any dimension. No one fights alone. Not while I'm around. Ahead of them, the largest gate pulsed ominously, its crystalline surface cracking as something massive prepared to emerge. From within its depths, multiple energy signatures flared, monarchs, coming in force. The final battle had begun. The end. Thank you for watching this video. Please be sure to subscribe to our channel and like this video.